Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shooting Gallery. This is our first game here on SimWorld TV for tonight. The triple header here for you. I'm B-Ron alongside Marsh. We're here for the Beast of the East versus the Gulf Coast Lockdown. Marsh, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you doing, B-Ron?
Doing all right. Always a pleasure to be here on the call with you. And this is going to be a really fun game, I think.
I think so. I mean, we got a really good Beast of the East. One of the better winning percentages, obviously, Atlantic Division winner. But, you know, I'm interested to see what we'll get out of Gulf Coast. They've been a very hot and cold team this season. Just when you're ready to count them out, though, they've found ways to come back around. So despite this 3-game losing streak, it's not a team I would take lightly, even if they're sitting at the bottom of the Savannah Division entering tonight. There's still plenty of firepower for Gulf Coast Lockdown that can cause some issues, and on the right night can cause some major pain points for the opponents.
Yeah, absolutely, and I do think that it's unfortunate that Gulf Coast is up against one of the top teams in some groups this season tonight, but like you said, they have the talent. I think they have the kids that can give the team a run for their money if everything lines up properly.
Yeah, well, you know, they have the pieces that you're looking for a team can they pull the upset. And for Gulf Coast Lockdown, the piece that it's going to start and end with, it's in their backcourt, and it's Suno Chapa and it's De'Aaron Cruz. A very high-powered scoring group. 16.4 points from De'Aaron Cruz, 13.2 from Suno Chapa, who's really showed over the last couple of weeks scoring chops on and off the ball. So I think the key here for Beast of the East, a great backcourt of their own, or at least the makings of one, it's going to really come down to if they can slow down those two guys. It's going to determine if this is going to be an easier game for Beast of the East or if they're going to have their hands full come the fourth quarter.
Exactly, and you know it's always it's interesting to see how the game starts out too, because if Beast of the East can get up to a hot start here at home, you know, that could spell trouble for Gulf Coast, but it gets to be too big of a deficit for them to overcome.
Yeah, they're going to, you know, Beast is a high-scoring team, right? A top 10 points per game, top 10 3-point shooting team, but they're also top 5 in opponent field goal percentage. So it's the reason they're a good basketball team is because they do a lot of things right between scoring and really preventing the other team from getting going. That's going to be obviously their key here throughout the night.
If they get going early, which they do there, as Reed Redmond knocks down the three-pointer there.
And deploying a smaller lineup, only one player larger than 6'5" on the floor here for Beast of the East. They like to play that high-tempo attack, and that makes them susceptible potentially on the inside as they go on this opening possession for Gulf Coast.
Yeah, if you're Coach Hyman for Gulf Coast, you're definitely going to want to take a look at that, see how you can take advantage of that small lineup out there on the floor for BC to start the game anyway. Drive inside, layup good. Eric Busk driving in, getting himself on the board.
Very interested to see what we get out of Reed Redmond tonight. Great score, 15.6 points per efficient, good 3-point shooter, 35 made threes on the season. That's top 10 in SimWorld hoops. He's really developed himself into a star, and I've always said the key to being a potential championship team is, are you capable of do you have a player that can be your go-to guy? And not only do Beast of the East have 3 guys that I think can carry that mantle, or at least are capable of scoring in bunches, Reed Redmond chief among them, but they've got a guy that I think can really take over late in games and efficiently score when they need him to. And the second guy that can get it going, of course, is right there, Levin Tuttle.
Yeah, definitely gotta look out for him as well. He's got his name out there, and got the recognition as potentially one of the top bigs here in Demaruka at this level. think that is a matchup between him and Deontay Lewis. That's one to look out for as well. And there is a two-handed jam there. Way to attack the basket. Getting 2 points, making it a 1-point game for Beast of the East.
And that's Suno Chop on the drive, and that's what he does. He's hyper athletic at 6'5" in the backcourt. He's always going to have, typically he's going to have a size update as Levin Cutler just spins through a double team with relative ease. But you love the aggression that Suno Chop has been playing with really since the midway point of the season as an alley-oop on the opposite end.
Man, Hakeem Young made the jam there on the alley-oop, and boy, he had a sprained a sprain in his last game. It was an arm, elbow, but it was what it was. So it's good to see him back playing today.
Hey, you never want to see a guy sidelined with injury, so good to see it, and that's going to be an important part of this, especially if Beast of the East is going to go with a smaller lineup. You need guys like Hakeem Young at 6'9" to really make them pay, and he's going to work here. That's exactly what's going to be necessary for Gulf Coast lockdown in this one.
Yeah, they're going to need to limit those second chance points too as well, and we saw both things there, the rebound, the effort, and the second chance point. But Beast of the East responds right back with with a basket of their own. Well, Eric Buster who made that one. 12-10, Beast of the East out in front. Trying to find the way inside, but it's ripped away, and it's going to stay with Gulf Coast. Okay, figured that might go the other way, but nope. Staying here. What are some other things you're looking for, Marsh, in this game from both of these teams to really separate themselves or give any kind of little advantage that you can get?
Well, how do you get Fareed Redmond involved? He's the star for Beast of the East in terms of scoring. And if he's not going, can you efficiently run through Levin Cutler, right? Typically, it can be tough, especially close in games, to get a big going as Levin Cutler can't finish the dunk.
Oh, man.
He's found some success here early on, but it's going to come down to those two guys. If they are in a rhythm, it's going to be tough for Gulf Coast to slow them down.
It definitely is going to be tough for Gulf Coast if they can't slow either of those two kids down. But if they can, who would be that third option you would be looking for on Beast of the East?
Well, I think the ball goes through Eric Buskey a lot, team leader in assists. He's not necessarily known for his scoring, under 9 points per game, but that is fourth on the team behind those two, and of course Kamarian Goodyear gives a nice spark on the bench. But that's why we go. The team captain, he's been here. He understands what it takes. Of course, the drama from last season of being left off the New York roster and moving down now with Beast of the East. So if they can't get either of them, it's going to come down to the leadership of Buskey. What can he do to help this team out?
Yeah, and you're going to need a leader. That's when things don't go your way. And if that is the case, then I definitely agree with you that Buskey is going to be the kid needs to step up for Beast of the East. And we know he has a lot of heart, a lot of grit on the court. So expect to see a lot of that come to the front if things start to spiral for Beast of the East tonight. But I think it's going to be a back and forth game, and I do think that eventually that Gulf Coast is going to make it a little more harder than what it needs to be.
Right now, Gulf Coast is just not doing a great job of getting back in transition. There's been far too many, and these are after made buckets, just far too many easy layups inside.
Yeah, exactly. As the first time out of the game, we're going to take our first break as well. Come right back, 1:52 to go in the first quarter. Welcome back to the shooting gallery here. Been a lot of shooting so far, a lot of points scored so far, 14 for each side. As we continue the first quarter of play here, under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. What have you seen so far, Marsh, from both sides of the table that has been good, bad so far, and different?
Well, Akeem Young is aggressive right now for Gulf Coast, and it's exactly what they need. Suno Chapa, we talked about, he's going to be kind of the more aggressive playmaker on ball. Bjorn Cruz can do similar things, but Akeem Young has been really hyper-aggressive, 6 points, 2 boards. He's doing a lot of things and influencing this game, especially with his size advantage, that I think is going to predicate whether Gulf Coast is forcing this thing to be a close game late, or if they are able to bottle him up if this thing is a little out of hand by the fourth quarter.
And Deontay Joyce gets himself on the board there. 16-14, Gulf Coast, their first lead of the game, I believe. As BC tries to get something going here on offense. Great defense. Forcing the outside shot, and it goes in anyway.
Kasim Porter Jr., first made bucket of his SimWorld Hoops career, is not of the easy variety.
Congratulations to that young man there, getting his first bucket in SimWorld Hoops. Like I said, not an easy one, but things don't come easy here in SimWorld Hoops, as we've seen over the course of this season here. A lot of teams winning games they probably shouldn't be winning, and all that kind of stuff makes for interesting basketball internet conversation all around for sure, March. And I think if Gulf Coast gets win here tonight, could be another one of those conversations that we have. As another three-pointer falls back-to-back from both sides, responding to one and one on one another. 19-17. Gulf Coast still in the lead. Now Redmond trying to get past Joyce, gets his way inside, makes the shot with 0.6 seconds left in the first quarter to tie the game at 19. Great effort there from Redmond to end the quarter and tie the game up. Great effort from both teams so far as the first quarter comes to a close, all tied at 19. Second quarter action, get ready to begin here in just a few moments. Tie ball game at 19 heading into it. We saw a great shot there at the end of the first quarter from Fareed Redmond, Marsh, to begin the game, and he's looking really good to start the game.
He is, but this is dangerous first quarter for him. I think you can always tell a little bit in the first quarter if it's a close game, if it's a blowout, that might predicate the rest of it based off shooting percentages. And BC's 3 of 4 from behind the arc. Gulf Coast locked down 1 of 3. So BC is already +6 on a pretty unsustainable shooting, and a lot of it is for plays like that going to be a little concerning as this game rolls on. Gulf Coast lockdowns second chance opportunities. They are going after offensive boards with great success. That is going to have to be adjusted for Beast. And Beast wants to play small ball. That's not going to work if you keep getting beaten like they have been on the glass.
Yeah, you can't play small ball. Can't continue to rock that play if it doesn't work. And so far for them, unfortunately, it really hasn't worked in their benefit to the degree that they would like it to anyway. Because you have the speed advantage, but you give that up in size, and that just leads to plays like that where Joyce gets a block, but it's a foul, or what we've seen earlier, and throughout the course of the first quarter and a little bit here in the second chance buckets. So Kamari and Goodyear is going to go to the line for 2 shots. Goodyear first 2 foul shots coming up for him. First 2 foul shots for either side, really. Throughout the first quarter, we saw no whistles for fouls like that anyway. You think that's a sign of things to come, Marsh? Refs might be letting them play a little bit more tonight.
Well, sign of things to come. I just think we haven't seen a lot of aggression right now going into the paint. When Beasts have gone in, they've done doing it in transition, a benefit of that, of breaking the full court press that Gulf Coast has gone with. So when they're getting inside, just, they're doing it uncontested. Meanwhile, Gulf Coast, when they're getting inside, they're doing it off of offensive boards. They don't have really anybody between them and the hoop because of that size advantage. So I'm not totally surprised to see that those are our first 2 free throws. But it's like buckets like that. That's just too easy for Deontay Joyce because the defender is just not big enough to hang with him. I mean, Joyce is coming in at, 6'10"? The defender's coming in at like 6'2". That's just not going to be sustainable.
Yeah, no chance there. And that makes it very tough when you're both bigger height-wise and weight-wise than the other guy. You're going to knock him down to the ground like we saw Joyce do to get that bucket there on the offensive end for them. And we'll see what they do here with this one. 3 ball. It was good, but the second chance bucket for Gulf Coast.
Edward Hamilton there, 6'7". This is a big Gulf Coast team, and I think I've talked about this with Siege before. Edward Hamilton, 6'7", Deontay Joyce, 6'10", Akeem Young, 6'9". Beast just doesn't have that type of size that they deploy on a consistent basis. Levin Cutler, 6'9". He's they're big for all intents and purposes, but they ask for Reed Redmond typically to play and defend bigger players because of that size disadvantage. The only other guy taller than 6'4" on this roster is JoJo Kearney. So it's going to be a consistent battle for them when they've been successful. They've managed to do it based off shooting well and setting their defense and keeping teams out of the paint, but a team like Gulf Coast is kind of well built to defend them.
Yeah, looking at the numbers here, Gulf Coast is average height 6'5", and that puts them in the top 15 in the league. They're ranked 13th in the league for average height. And meanwhile, Beast East, like you said, they are on the shorter side. Average height is 6'4", and they're 27th in that category. So that height definitely does play a factor, and we've seen it the majority of this game, especially here in the second quarter, where Gulf Coast really had an advantage on the boards, both on offense and defense, especially in the second chance department. That's a easy layup there. Bevison Patches, a recent newcomer to the team.
Well, they're also just, forget about the offensive rebounds and second chance points, which are certainly abundant, but right now it's just uncontested layups for Gulf Coast. They are easily getting into the paint off of pick and roll action. So the point of attack defense has not been there right now for Beast of the East. This is not typical of them this season, considering their opponent field goal percentage is so highly ranked. But tonight specifically, a lot of free runs, a lot of open layups. You're not going to win a lot of basketball games if you're allowing the other team to do that.
And what do you think is the key to stopping a lot of those free runs and plays like that, where they get to the rack anyway, despite the good defense?
B-Ron, that's effort. That's point of attack defense. And on that last possession, we just saw Kasim Porter get beat. There's no pick and roll. There was no screen. He just got beat off the bounce. And that's effort. At the end of the day, defense is not a game of talent. Now, there's timing that matters. There's recognition that matters. That takes talent. But it's not a technical, as technical of an aspect of basketball as shooting the ball is, for example. A lot of defense comes down to, do you want to be out there? Do you want to not get beat? Right now, Gulf Coast is beating Beasts of the East, and they're showing no signs, Beasts are, of slowing that down.
And on the other end of that, too, Gulf Coast is not showing any fear in attacking it because, like I said, they've seen it work so far. And if it's going to continue to work like it has, you may as well keep attacking it until they prove that they can stop you.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Play resumes here after the timeout. 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. I have to see what kind of things Beast of the East can do to get things going in their direction here. As now it's got an isolation ball here, being locked up on the defensive end there. They get the second chance point, though, in the end of things, thanks to Levin Cutler.
That's Fareed Redmond just wasted an entire shot clock because he could not beat his defender. And that's not what you want to see from your top guy, but credit to Cutler. He can be the difference. If he's going to be in the paint patrolling, they've got a shot here, but otherwise, situations like that where they're just gladly switching Cutler onto a point guard opens up wide lanes, easy second chance opportunities for Gulf Coast. They just didn't capitalize that last time down.
Exactly. There was a big block there. Now Gulf Coast looking to take advantage of it here on the offensive end. Great pass and going up and down with it with two hands. 37-29, man. This Gulf Coast team is looking really good to begin this one. And in the second quarter, they really put on their dominance. Shown their dominance in the second quarter here as the steal now for Gulf Coast. They take it the other way, cruising the corner. Takes the jumper, but it doesn't fall.
It's been a perfect game plan right now. Not only game plan creation, but also execution by Gulf Coast. They're doubling Cutler every single time he gets inside. They're daring these shooters for Beast of the East to make shots. They haven't in the second quarter. Talked about that being the concerning sign. Right, they go 2 or 3 of 4 in the first quarter from deep. That's not sustainable. They're down 6 now because those perimeter shots just aren't falling. On top of the fact that they just have done a really bad job of protecting the paint.
Yeah, and even right there, like that's a great look inside. Even though they don't make the shot, that's a fantastic look. But the three-pointer is even better. They'll take it at this point. 40-31, Suno Champa at that three-pointer to fall.
And again, doing it because Levin Cutler is not in the paint. He's not, they pulled him out by putting, whether that's Akeem Young or any other, Deonta Joyce, they've put them kind of stationed a little bit further away from the paint, out towards the three-point line, and Cutler just hasn't willingly allowed them to be wide open, which means they get 3 runs to the paint.
Oh my
just like that.
Goodness, man! Oh man! Yeah, it is really impressive the game plan that Coach has put together so far here in this one. It's working. It's working for sure. Obviously, some changes going into the second half for sure for Coach Assad Drayton if they want to get back on track here. Another rebound and another put-back dunk from Gulf Coast.
B-Rock, that is 3, 4, maybe more possessions in a row that Gulf Coast has had 2 shots per possession because of their ability to get offensive boards right now. Just Gulf Coast has not had a one-and-done possession for
it's been quite a while.
It's been multiple possessions.
Exactly. Ooh, good pass out of the layup there, but inside. Nope, but that's a third chance. Third time is the charm. 47-35, last 5 seconds here of the quarter. They're going to take away. That's a turnover for Beast of the East. Not how you want to end the quarter at all. Poor performance for them here in the second. We're going to head to halftime, though, with Gulf Coast with a good lead, 47-35, Marsh.
Yeah, and frankly, it could have been worse if Levin Cutler didn't come in about halfway through and get some buckets going. But this is not what you would have expected from looking at these 2 schedules, right, or these skill sets. But it has been not only a size advantage, an effort advantage for Gulf Coast, second chance opportunities. They are refusing to allow the first shot to be all they're going to get, and and BC East are doing a really bad job of cutting off the valve and ending possessions after just a single shot.
And they're gonna have to find a way to do that here in the third quarter, second half, because if they don't, it's going to get even uglier than it already is, and we will see how that looks as the third quarter will be starting very soon. We're gonna step away, come back for the third quarter of action. Second half actions at the beginning here in the shooting gallery. There has been a lot of dunking going on here in the shooting gallery for Gulf Coast in that first half, Marsh.
Well, a lot of easy dunks, a lot of second chance dunks. 9 offensive rebounds for Gulf Coast. They have 20 total rebounds on the game. 9 of them are offensive. And 16 second chance points, 38 points in the paint, 7-to-1 on the dunk ratio. That's probably the first possession in a quarter and a half almost, or half a quarter, that has been one shot and done for Gulf Coast, and the BC East promptly turn it over. They have dominated the physical aspect of this basketball game, and it's why they're up 12.
Yeah, and if you're going to continue to dominate like that, that is going to be a weakness that a lot of these teams in the league will look to take advantage of going forward. Especially those other top teams in the league, they're gonna look to take advantage of that for sure.
Look, this is a Gulf Coast group that it's got some good three-point shooters, Suno Chapa, but they're not a team necessarily that's known for three-point shooters and three-point shooting. Only 3 players on this team that have double figures, actually that have more than 5 made three-pointers, but they don't need it, because right now they're getting to the paint whenever they want. Gulf Coast has just had a free pass through the restricted area on essentially every single possession. And that's why they're up 16, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop them.
Yeah, no, it seems like this one is definitely going to get out of hand, and not in the way that some people may have expected coming into it. You look at the schedule, and you see BC East versus Gulf Coast Lockdown, and you might say, oh, it'll be a cakewalk for BC East, but for those people, I don't know if they've been watching a lot of Gulf Coast Lockdown, because that I wouldn't have thought that'd be the case. I wouldn't have thought it'd be a cakewalk coming into this game.
And they're hounding right now. That is just ferocious. They're unafraid to bring double team. They've done that on Redmond. They've done that aggressively on Levin Cutler anytime he's tried to post up. But there's just no option right now for BC East to counteract what Gulf Coast is bringing to the floor.
Quick timeout there to probably stop the bleeding there from Coach Fraden, which is smart, but they have to make a lot of changes. I think it first starts with just getting more aggressive in general, really.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really gone into the paint, B7, with the success. Now, Levin Cutler's had success getting into the paint. He's been effective, but Fareed Redmond hasn't gotten downhill. We haven't seen a lot of Kamarian Goodyear. Eric Buskey has not been as efficient as you'd expect him to be. And truthfully, this is a team that's got 3 guys that are coming in, joining this roster over the last couple weeks. There's a lot of turnover in that regard. Levin Cutler's the only player in the heart of the rotation that shoots better than 50%. The other one being JoJo Kearney, but he averages 2 points per game, so he's not shooting a lot. They just haven't been aggressive, and that's atypical of this group, right? Normally, it's a good 3-point shooting team. They haven't been able to do that. They took 4 3-pointers, as we mentioned, in the first quarter. They didn't take any in the second, and so they've allowed in this game to be taken completely out of their typical approach, which is run and gun. We want to score a lot. We're going to make a lot of threes, and we're just going to avalanche you offensively to the point that you get knocked out of rhythm. They haven't been able to do that because Gulf Coast is scoring so easily that every time down, Beast of the East is forced to go up against a set defense and not something in transition.
Right, exactly. You spoke about the 3-point shooting earlier, which is a good point to bring up because I remember earlier in the season they had Elijah Hawkins, who was a big help for them in that regard. He's no longer on the team. So I think that when you lose a player like him with the ability that he had to shoot the 3 ball, that also hurts in a game like this too, where you're not able to do anything inside. You have to try to rely on the outside shooting, and you're not able to do that much of anything on the offensive end in that regard too.
Well, let's not say that this team doesn't have them. Fareed Redmond's made 35. That's top 10. Figure's got 21. Busby's got 22. It's not as if this is a Gulf Coast team that, like we said, has 3 guys that have made more than 5. Like, this is still a good 3-point shooting team.
Right.
One of the best 3-point percentages in SimWorld hoops. So this isn't a matter of Beats of these tonight just not shooting well. They just haven't taken it. They're taking 4.
There's a good drive inside, and there's a layup. That one falls. That is Kasim Porter getting that one to go. They need a lot of work here to get this lead manageable here again. And there's a good start as they get the stop on defense. Bring it the other way.
These are big minutes without Levin Cutler out there. JJ Kearney there holding down the paint. These are big opportunities for them, but it's going to be, they got to start making it pay. Look, I'm actually surprised. I think it's typically when teams start chucking up the threes, it's a sign of their panic level. I'm surprised that we haven't seen Beast of the East go to that yet. But of all the teams in SimWorld Hoops that actually might benefit them, Beast of the East is one of them.
I think to get the shooters open, I think you might have to do more pick and roll stuff, and they did there. Unfortunately, it just didn't work because of the ability to jump in the passing lane there. Like Gulf Coast, you have to find a way to get your shooters open, and right now it's just not working. But again, for most of this game, nothing has really went Beast of the East's way.
No, not quite. Just no part of this game has been what Beast of the East were expecting. And even now, they're starting to string together some stops, but their offense has just been completely knocked out of rhythm from the get-go.
Yeah, that is good defense there from Redmond. And unfortunately, we get a foul. We're going to take a quick break for the free throws. Come right back. welcome back. Third quarter here, 3:20 to go. 53-37, Gulf Coast in the lead. And one of the big differences we spoke about in pretty much all game, Mark, has been the rebounding for Gulf Coast. They've done a major of it tonight as well. Hakeem Young just 2 away from a double-double. He has 8 rebounds and 10 points.
And 7 of those are offensive boards.
Yes.
That's look. We're not shocked as we check out a little backward seated action, but not shocked about that at all, considering the way this game has gone. It's just been purely Gulf Coast physicality, and Hakeem Young has been a welcome return to the roster, coming back from that hand injury that he suffered last game out. So they've needed him, and they'll need him to hold off the Beast of the East, because I don't think they're going to go quietly into the night. They're not a team that typically would do that, considering their track record. But a 17-point lead, chance to make it 18 for Chris Falk here. This is going to be a tough hill for Beast of the East to climb out of.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And now that the lights are low in here, it is a little more of a difficult environment to play basketball than I would say with the lights a little bit lower in here. But I don't think it benefits anybody.
Right,
yeah, I don't think that benefits anybody right now. But especially not the home team.
It's like a lighting fixture issue here at the shooting gallery. Spotlight on midcourt.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that gets worked through and sorted. But in the meantime, though, still game here. That's a great block from Cutler. Now they're going back the other way with it. Is Beast of the East going inside? Layup rattles in.
That's JoJo Kearney who had the block that sprung that offensive possession.
Thank you.
But one thing that I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Beast go to with this, the size disadvantage is a front court pairing of Kearney and Cutler. Individually, both of them have been good. Kearney's been efficient defensively, and Cutler obviously has been a really efficient scorer, but they just haven't tried pairing the two of them against this hyper-sized beast.
Quick blow-by of the defender allows for a easy two-handed jam from one of the new players on the team, Leonidas Wright.
An emphatic dunk. I think he's already scored tonight. If not, that's his first, but he's making his SimWorld Hoops debut tonight.
Man, what a way to make an impact, right? On your first, if that's on the first bucket of your career in SimWorld Hoops, getting a dunk like that to go, making a immediate statement, and hopefully it'll help get the momentum going on this side. Sometimes you need to play like that to a nice dunk, something like that, to really get you guys going. That's another tough bucket there from Wright once again.
Yeah, and enough to keep this thing close now, just down by 13. We're talking about Beast on a team that quickly goes out, but here they are.
Yep, here they are, and we're going to be here for 2 more games tonight. It's our SimWorld Hoops triple header of action after this game. We'll have the post up as always, and then it'll be Lakeshore Drive and the Heartland Zombie Stars, followed by SimWorld Asia Pacific and the H-Town Hoopers as our third game of the night. That
I'm
Lakeshore
looking
Drive.
forward to the H-Town Hoopers game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too, because we've seen them. I don't want to say come out flat against some of the lesser tier teams in the league, but they've had to come back multiple times against teams that you wouldn't expect them to have to come back from. So they had to do it against SimWorld Oceania a few games ago. Had to do the early season against SimWorld South America was earlier. So they had to do a lot of that. You can only do this for so long. That's with the coaching situation down there too, right? With Ray Fox not being communicative.
Yeah, that's the troubling yet also fascinating part of the Hoopers season right now is they, in theory, you'd expect them to be struggling if a head coach is not even there yet. That's a team. It's pretty simple. Get the ball to Tyrell Thompson, as it was against Oceana at least. It's an impressive amount, as we finally get the lights figured out here, it's an impressive amount of awareness by that group and selflessness, truthfully, to be able to know we might not have a coach necessarily pulling the right strings, pulling the right levers, but we as an individualistic group, we know collectively what we need to do to win basketball games.
Right, we know what levers to pull and which ones not to pull to make sure we put ourselves in the position to win a game. As Cuddy Zoe fouls Deontay Joyce.
Edward Hamilton.
Right, Edward Hamilton. And I have some free throws here from Hamilton.
And that was a close one. I don't know that was a foul there. That looked like he got a lot of ball.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It did look like a lot. It did look like he had a lot of the ball. Unfortunately, though, refs see it another way. I guess that's how we're over here commentating the game, right, Marsh?
Guess so, but it's questionable.
We are on the same side there, my friend. The Gulf Coast gets the second free throw to fall. That's perfect the line there from Edward Hamilton. 58-43, under a minute now. We're in the third quarter. It's going to take a big effort from B to the East to really get this thing going in the fourth quarter at this point. They have to do it all. They have to do a lot of it in the fourth quarter.
They have to make some shots and start shooting threes that they've kind of surprisingly been afraid to take tonight, or to the same point, Gulf Coast rather than giving them many opportunities to take threes. And meanwhile, Gulf Coast has made some tough shots and some easy ones as well, and it's why this is a 15-point lead.
Yeah, it's not unmanageable yet, but I'll tell you what, it's getting to the point where, like you said, you have to start taking shots that you weren't taking earlier, and they have to start falling. You have to go on a run here, and we'll see what happens in the fourth. But first, a couple more seconds here. The third is the shot. That one does not fall, but it's like a chance here for the quarter ends. It does not go. Another offensive rebound for Gulf Coast, 58-43. They lead heading into the final quarter. We'll see if they can hold on and close this one out. Come on back for the fourth quarter of action here at the Shooting Gallery. Welcome back. You know what time it is. It's fourth quarter time. Put those scores up, everybody. We have Gulf Coast here leading by a good margin here to begin the fourth quarter, 58-43. We have a lot of work to do, Beast the East does, to get back in this one, Marsh.
They do, and they did a lot of that work defensively as a snatch block. Keem Young, goodness. They did a lot of that defensively. Beast of these did in the third. They held Gulf Coast to 25% shooting, 11 points. but the offense for Gulf Coast, or excuse me, for BC East wasn't there. 8 points, ineffective shooting from the floor. The door was open. The door was cracked open, and they just did not enter and bust through that door to bring this comeback to fruition. And now down 17. Feels a little too late now to start stringing things together.
Yeah, they were a little too timid on the offensive end when they got the defense going in the third quarter, and that has not allowed them to cut into this lead like they would have hoped to. Unfortunately, they're still trying to do it, but you got to get a lot of points in, and not. I mean, I know I've said in previous games, but 8-minute quarters here at SWH Hoops at this level, it's not your traditional 12-minute quarters where you're able to make more mistakes or have more time really to get back. And there's a beautiful pass inside for Atlanta Jim. Deontay Joyce who threw it down. But you don't have that time isn't on your side in this regard.
That was a beautiful pass from De'Aaron Cruz, a guy that we have not really heard much of. It's been the Akeem Young, Anthony Hamilton show today, but De'Aaron Cruz with the beautiful feed.
Yeah, he has had a quieter night, but it hasn't really impacted him too much because, as you said, it's been all about Akeem Young and Edward Hamilton as another block, offensive rebound, and another bucket for Gulf Coast. And there's a turnover into another points. Another point there for Akeem Young. Man, that was the worst of the game we've seen from BCDs by far all game. Worst one.
Akeem Young putting a very serious case for Player of the Week just from the offensive rebounding standpoint. I think he could end up with double figures. Could end up with a double-double purely off of offensive rebounds. He had 8 entering this quarter. I think he has at least a 9th already, if not a 10th. He has been impactful for Gulf Coast, and just 3 points needed to get the all-important first to 69.
All important first 69. I think if they hit there, yep, there it is. You called it, Marsh. 69 points. That's it. We can shut the game. We can flip right here. Game's over, guys.
Siege is never wrong.
Nope. 69. 69, 47. A very nice number. Very nice lead for Gulf Coast as BCs can't cut into it there on the three-pointer. Back inside. Now back out. Little isolation game going here, and we spoke about it earlier. The pairing of Cutler and JoJo Kearney for East of the East now might be the time where you experiment with it and see what happens. It can't hurt you at this point, I don't think.
No, I mean you're gonna lose, so you might as well try it. I think they got Isaiah James over there in the second forward position, or the second front court position rather, along with Fareed Redmond. And Redmond's great. Redmond's a really good player, but tonight against Deontay Joyce, he's losing 6 inches in height on him. That's just not a recipe on either end for Redmond to find his groove, and he's definitely not done that tonight.
No, he has not done that tonight. And thinking about it from the defensive side of things too. When you are when you're Redmond on offense, trying to get by Joyce, even though he may be bigger and maybe slower than you, I think that Joyce has impressed me tonight with his athleticism and ability to keep up and slide his feet to keep up with Redmond there on the offensive end when they get put onto each other.
Yeah, and I mean, credit to Joyce too on the other end. He's gone to work on Redmond at every single opportunity that he's had. And he hasn't lit up the scoreboard because Akeem Young has been so efficient inside, and truthfully, Gulf Coast just hasn't needed him to be. But the performance of Deontay Joyce as a scorer here has been timely and efficient when he's gone to work.
Yeah, it really has, and he's been another big factor in the win tonight. I think we can put that in the books here now that they're going to win this game, barring some sort of barring, Gulf Coast walking off the court and leaving midway through. I don't think that's going to do us any favors.
No, and look, this is a shocking one. This is a big one for Gulf Coast, snapping that 3-game losing streak. It keeps them going. They'll be 8-10 at the end of this. They stay in that, what I've called SimWorld middle class within 2 games of 500 in either direction. The Legend Conference is deep, right? You've got the Pacific Rim Division that's got 3 teams already with 10 wins. Of course, you got H-Town, you got Lone Star, most wins in similar teams with 14. Southeast Select. I mean, that right there, that's 6 teams. So now you're battling it out for the final 2 playoff spots. This was a win Gulf Coast needed. We're closing in on the final 10 games of the season. This will be 18 for Gulf Coast, and this is 18 for Beast of the East. They stay within grasp. Now is the time to start watching that type of development, and when they needed it most, Gulf Coast came up with a big win.
Yeah, these are the games late in the season that will really make a difference, like you said, in terms of whether you make the race to 1 or not, and putting yourself in a position to get those wins now, to sort of up or down the road later is great, as this will put Beast of the East down to 12-6, and they will have their second straight loss in a row as well too. Originators on a losing streak, Beast of the East now on a 2-game losing streak as well. I know you spoke about it earlier on the podcast today, Martian, how it's not concerning yet for the Originators. You feel the same way about Beast of the East as well after this loss?
Yes and no. I mean, this exposed that in the wrong matchup, Beast of the East are very susceptible. But again, you want to take it from a full lens view and not a zoomed in. Like you said, this is the second straight loss. This is the first time all season they've lost consecutive games. That leaves Best Coast Ballers, Bay Area, and H-Town as the only teams to have not lost back-to-back games. So the sky isn't falling, because you can't just discredit the fact that they were 12-5 coming into tonight.
Right.
But yeah, against the wrong team, this is a little concerning. If you're looking at the standings right now, they would be. Let's notch this one up as a loss. They'd be the 2 seed. So let's see real quick. We'll do try some quick math for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they'd probably be playing SimWorld Europe or Gotham 5 as a 2-7 matchup. That's not a good matchup, right? Henrik Vekic for Europe. We saw Europe last week have a really good game. On Tuesday they had a really good game against the Originators. This is that could be a troubling matchup. So those are the types of things that you have to look at. And I apologize, it was against Europe. That's where I think you start getting concerned, is with the wrong matchup, a really good season gets exposed.
Right, but that's what it's about. When it gets to that point, when it gets to the race to 1, that's when those the matchups come into play. You can be a great team in the regular season, but get matched up poorly in the race to 1, and then your season's over in that 1 game, and that's it. And that's going to wrap this one up here as well. 77-54, Gulf Coast Lockdown wins handily over Beast of the East in the shooting gallery. Once again, stay tuned for the post-up, and then after that, it'll be Lakeshore Drive versus the Heartland Zombie Stars, and we'll see you all in the next game. But until then, you know what to do. Continue to see the game, be the game.
coaches talking, coaches bragging on all the people that he recruited over the years and people who've gone on to play in the league and two just got inducted into the Hall of Fame and blah blah blah, and so this reporter says to the coach, he says, well, what was the one recruit that you think that if you had a chance to do it all over again that you wouldn't recruit?
Mm.
And he looks down the table at me for like a pregnant minute and a half. And he
A
turns back to
pregnant
report
minute.
and he turns back to report and says, "No comment." So that was oh, hey,
Wow.
welcome
Wow.
everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Post Up. I am Maestro, the host. So nice they named me. Well, no, they just named me one time Maestro, but it's cool. So I
That's a
just
good
kind of
name
go with
though.
it.
That's a good
Yeah,
name.
I love it. And I'm joined by my dude, by my man's, the one guy who said at the end of the day, when I was getting ready to fight Clubber Lang, there is no tomorrow. And
Mm.
we won. So hey, the Brick Blaze, how you doing tonight, fam?
What's going on, brothers? Good to be here. Another exciting night in
Great.
Sim World. Let's get to it.
Let's get right on it. So look, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been so right lately. I'm gonna take up gambling because
Uh-oh.
I had I picked some teams that weren't supposed to be winners, and I've been doing that on the regular. And so far, I'm actually 21-1 on my underdog
Wow.
pick. So I'm been feeling, and this is one of them because I had my post up topic done like last night. I was like first last. I was looking at because now in all fairness, since the start of the season, I've been hot for Gulf Coast, right? I mean, I've made no
Hmm.
secret about it. I made no secret about the my fandom for the Aaron Cruz, my fandom for the other cats on the team, the way they can. I made no secret about it. You guys have let me had it, rightfully so. But I was stuck with them all year, and I've never been more happy, and this is not a knock against B, so I want to get that out the way first. I've never been so happy to see them come out and have such a dominant, strong performance because this is how I've seen them the whole time. So, what did you see tonight, Blazer? How did you feel about what went down? Let us know through your lens.
Yeah.
How, you
Uh,
know, how'd it go?
I think it was a combination of things. First, I got to give credit to Coach Hyman. I think he put together a really good game plan to try to keep for Reed Redmond from going too crazy, right? They led by
Right.
Redmond and also Color as well. So I think the game plan on how he wanted his team to defend really worked, and I think that coupled with the fact that I think Beach has had an off shooting night. I think they're big. I think they're big guys, the best scorers just had an off shooting night. I want to give Deontay Joyce, some credit for the defense he played on Redmond. So I think it was a combination between a good game plan by Coach Hyman and then the team just collectively just not having a great shooting night.
You know what, that is so strong. And I tell you something. We look at someone like Akeem Young, right? 10 offensive rebounds, 15 in total, brought a
That's
dirty,
crazy.
dirty, like a dirty, dirty 14 points, 15 rebounds. That's dirty, dirty king action going on right there. I mean, you cannot help but to recognize that work because Blazer, rebounds all about heart, right? How bad do you want it? How much pain are you willing to take, and how much pain are you willing to give out to get that ball once it comes off the rim? And he definitely brought it strong tonight.
Yeah, man. 10 offensive rebounds is that's Dennis Rodman type numbers. Somebody should have slapped somebody in the middle of the game before it made the 10 offensive. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's no way you're getting 10 offensive rebounds on me without dropping down to one knee like you proposing. I'm gonna make you gasp some air. I'm gonna hit you in your lung or something. You're gonna feel me, brother. You're not gonna just
Tell
grab
you
10 offensive
something.
rebounds and come out the same way you came in.
The first
That's
game that I
doing
got
work.
my
That's
very
too much work.
yeah, 100%. The first game that I remember that that I actually got pulled aside by not one but two refs was a game when I was blasting into the post, and the other team had one guy that was at 6'10", another guy that was at 6'9", and I was going to work like they owed me money. And they and I get in between them, right? Because I figured nobody would see me. So it's like elbows, knees flying. I think I bit one dude.
Yeah.
And like, the ref said, "Look, son, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm gonna have to ask you to sit down and keep that up." And I said, "Of course, sir. God bless you." And he never said nothing to me again for the rest of
Wow.
the game.
Wow.
He told my coach, he told my coach, "I think that one's possessed." But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
some yeah.
So, yeah, so, looking at a game like that, right? What we just saw, just, and again, and I'm gonna get off my thing because Gulf Coast has been my team for a while. I can see them if they can maintain this level of performance in terms of how they're able to sort of keep themselves in the pack and move forward. I
Mhm.
definitely see
Mhm.
them inching their way in some kind of way to the race, to the race for one. They might not get there; they're so far back, but I can see them at least making other people's lives miserable lineup as it goes forward.
Yeah,
So
I
hit it.
mean, I I like what Coach Hyman is doing. I do think from top to bottom, they are a little bit shorter on talent as some of the other teams, right? But they are one of
Yep.
those teams that you catch them at the right time and with the right game plan, the wrong matchup, they can make you pay. They got some guys now. You got Cruz. I don't know,
Absolutely.
they got Chopper. They got some guys now. Top to
Ab-
bottom, they're not a top tier team, but again, in a race to one, you just need to get hot at the right time, baby. Anything can
Just
happen.
need to be hot at the right time. That's it. Absolutely right. And you know what? Speaking about the race to one, later on tonight we got a matchup. We got the Yacht Club and Best Coast Ballers. That's a 1 and 2. Um, a lot of people looking forward to this game. We've been getting a lot of 1 and 2s, it seems, every week. And for the most part, with the exception of one game, no pun intended, the 1 and 2s have been some matchups that have been looked forward to. What do you see with that 1 and 2 matchup happening later?
Hey man, that's gonna be a really good. It's gonna be a really good game. You know, I hate saying the same things and being right all the time. I know, but I hate saying the same things being right all the time. But it is what it's. Heavy is the head. You know what I mean? So I think there's gonna be some good games going on. We got Lakeshore and Heartland coming up
Yep,
as
yep.
well after this.
Yes.
But if I look to the tonight, wait, Heartland's at home, correct? No, Heartland's not at home. I like
No, no,
Lakeshore at
right,
home. I
right.
like Lakeshore at home tonight.
And
Anytime the Heartland plays the Zombies, I like them there, but they are away. I like Lakeshore at home tonight.
And oh, by the way, that's a great pickup. I'm gonna let everybody inside what just happened here. I was reading my tag sheet from last night. I wasn't here, and I'm just kind of like a junkie who just want to get. I need to get that hit anyway, and that's where that came in. So Blaze picked me up. Now y'all know I be trolling Blaze all the time, but my boy, he picks me up when he got to pick me up like he always do. You're absolutely right. So I'm gonna have to do a mea culpa to the production crew and everybody else for throwing us out with that. But we do have a lot of teams that are that are either from one end of the spectrum to the other, just like we just had with the first and last, and also with a 1 and 4, a 4 and last. So teams that are right next to each other. And you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play out across the table because, as we say all the time, what anybody on any given
Anyway,
night
yeah,
can take
absolutely.
somebody else out. Full stop. Period. And oh, by the way, if you don't believe me, go back and look at the games that have been played and go back and check where the teams were ranked when those games happen and to make you go, So for
Yeah,
real, for real, for real.
absolutely.
You know what? And by the way, want to definitely, thank you guys for checking us out here. We always appreciate what you do. You know, get the receipts out. Blazing Takes podcast every week, the Marsh Pod podcast every week, and the number one podcast in North America and Eastern Peru, Around the Table with Elava, the voice, and the Fat Man, my fun size boo. Well, you get a chance to hit us up. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to hear. And oh, by the way, if you got some noise, you want to make some noise, bring your game to us here. Discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. If you got the game, come on and be a player. If you got the brain, come on, be a coach. And oh, by the way, right now is a good time because we get into that race for one in the playoffs as they're going to move forward. And a lot of stories are going to be told over these next few weeks. I noticed a lot of players who started with a lot of noise have gotten quiet because the noise on the boards are matching them are they're not matching the game on the floor. I'm gonna say it that way. So,
Mm.
but in honor of that, as we talk about what next, and again, for those of you who don't know, Blaze doesn't know what's I'm about to hit him with. So
No.
here's a question for you, Blaze. Beans. Now,
You
what does
said
that mean?
beans?
I said beans. That's
Oh
right.
my God.
Yeah, I know. No, it's still Maestro, not God. So here you go. If you had to choose, what would be your favorite beans that you could eat all day long?
Oh, this is easy. I'm from the South, Maestro. I can
Well,
go beans all day long. I was pulling your tail.
Mm.
We eat beans as meals when I was growing up, man.
Thank you.
Me
Thank
from the
you.
South, man. I can do some red beans all day long. Even red beans and
Red
rice with a little
beans?
sausage in there.
Gr-
That's a meal. Get a
Yeah,
little
okay.
cornbread.
All right.
We're good, you know. Grandma used to do
Okay.
some lima beans. Do the same with the white rice and the
See,
cornbread.
look, wait, now you already screwed off the road. You went from red
I'm on your
beans to
street. I'm
lima
on your
beans.
street. We did the limas. We do the black
Mm-hmm.
eyed peas. How y'all want to get
Mm-hmm.
down?
Now, wait. Here's the argument. Is the black eyed pea a bean?
Yeah, it got
Yeah.
to be a bean, right? What what you gonna call? Because wait, a pea is a bean, right?
Technically,
Isn't
no.
that one in the, isn't that one and the same?
No, they're not.
You saying a pea is a pea and a bean is a bean,
Yes.
but
One
don't they
is a
grow the same?
one is a
Go ahead, Maestro, teach me.
legume. Yeah, one is a legume, and the other is what's called a static something, whatever. It's actually counted as in the fruit family instead of the bean family.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
So
And I
you
learned
saying
that the
black eyed
hard
peas
way.
is considered a fruit and not a vegetable,
I
not a
learned that
bean?
the hard. I learned that the hard way in a college, in actual college food class. I learned that the hard way because
Goodness
this woman,
gracious.
and she was a teacher, so I kind of had to give into a little bit. And
Yeah.
never mind, you can stop that. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. So there we go. So look,
Mm.
another game coming up here. We got Lakeshore Drive and Heartland. We know what the picks are. We know what's going to happen. We're going to turn it back over to our super awesome, amazing commentary team of Elava, the voice, and B Ron, the nice guy. And we're going to meet you up on the next post up on the other side. See you, fam. Rap to you soon.
Niggas better cuff your ladies on this one, man. We got my nigga Yells in the building, baby. You already know what it is. A.Dot Pizzle, the young niggas about the uncut, fam. You already know it's going down. cause I got that Henny in me. Niggas staring at my chain saying he spent a pretty penny. I'm from the city where we roll drop top billies with the rim spinning. And the women always holler, get me, get me. So if you really with me, you part of my dream team. My cell phone rings, you on my ding ling. Cause of my bling bling, or cause of my ching. See, it really don't matter, cause all the ladies scream. I know your style, I know you very well. The way you shake it, mama, I can tell. Cause in the club, girl, it never fails. They be wanting yells, so I say hell yeah. We can head to my hotel, and I can put you under my spell. I have you reaching for the rails. I won't kiss and tell, cause I rock your bells. I rock you. I rock you. I rock you. I rock you. You wanna be with me? Is it my whip or is it my dough? Is it my wrist? You like how it glow? Is it because my love is like whoa? Whatever it is, I don't know, but I do know I'm rocking you. From the moment I roll up, everybody off in the club steady showing me love, cause they know I came here to get the drinks pulled up. And all you hear from the women is, girl, hold up. Yeah, that's right, mama. Ain't no need for you to fight it, mama. You can't deny, mama. Go and get excited, mama. You been invited, indicted to a meeting in my bedroom. Move so we can get some leg room for yells. I know your style, I know you very well. The way you shake it, mama, I can tell. Cause in the club, girl, it never fails. They be wanting yells, so I say hell yeah. We can head to my hotel, and I can put you under my spell. I have you reaching for the rails. I won't kiss and tell, cause I rock your bells. I rock you. I rock you. I rock you. I rock. I rock you. I rock you. You wanna be with me? Is it my whip or is it my dough? Is it my wrist? You like how it glow? Is it because my love is like whoa? Whatever it is, I don't know, but I do know I'm rocking your bells. To rock your bells.
So put your motherfucking hands up, hands up.
Nick B was on my lead.
Ain't no maybes, baby, I can drive you crazy.
This
It's the kind of song we make the move, yo. Hey, if you lick your lips, I might put you on a list. You can meet me by the bar, I'll be spinning big chips.
This is how we do.
AP, I'm a youngin' at the south and I get that dose. Every time I hit the club, I'ma get that hoe. Now you can see me by the bar, blowing on a Philly guard, talking to a pretty star, trying to get her to my car, to my house. And maybe, baby, later I can put it.
Hey Sim World, welcome to Chicago. We're at the August Athletic Center, Lakeshore Drive, looking to get to 500 on the year. They come into this game 7-8. Introductions being made now, and they are going to take on the Heartland Zombie Stars. Team with a lot of new pieces, a lot of good players, a lot of intriguing parts, but just 5-12 entering this one. There's Norman Nations leading the score on Lakeshore, 16.1 for the 16-year-old, South Holland, Illinois. On game 2 of our triple header tonight on SimWorld TV, you've got E-Lava back behind the mic once again with Rick Blaze. Rick,
Yes,
how you doing
yes,
this
yes.
evening?
I'm doing good, E. I'm feeling good. Good to have you. Good to be back with you, bro. I feel like it's
I
been
know.
ages since the last time we linked up.
I know. Well, no better place to do it than here. Should have a good game ahead of us. 2 rivals in the Frontier Division. Make sure, like I said, has the better record so far this year, but you also have Heartland. You've got the Indy Stripes, well below 500, but a lot of people, including me, think they may still be a contender before this SimWorld season is over. Well, this is a big division battle tonight.
Yes, this is E. This is the battle of the pretenders that's trying to turn into contenders.
That's right.
Right now,
That's
we're
right.
looking at them. They're pretenders, and they're trying to make some noise. They're trying to get some momentum going. Again, we're halfway through the season now, so now's the time these teams and coaches are trying to make these final adjustments to try to put their team over the top in the best position to win. And these 2 teams are trying to climb and claw and scratch their way back to the top.
Well, Heartland, actually the older of these 2 teams coming into the year. Lakeshore, some people saying, playing for next season. Only 3 17-year-olds on the roster, although one of them is Drake Harvell, second leading scorer on the team and leader of the team captain. But we're about to get things underway here. Chicago, Lakeshore Drive, playing here in Chicago in their home white. And the Zombies, who control the tip, and in their red and black road zombie uniforms. And we're underway here.
So I'm interested.
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm looking at these teams, and I'm looking at their records. I'm not doing any quick math, but the Zombies at 5-12. Do they still have a chance to get into the race for one?
I think
I
they
mean, I
do.
wonder.
Well, I think they do because they have so many new parts. You just saw one score right there. Pleichi Young getting a bucket to get things underway. Honcho Hardwick.
That's how you say his first name? Say it again, E.
Pleichi. Pleichi.
Pleichi.
Pleichi
Boy, y'all
Young.
play too much. Y'all play too much with these names. I did not know how to pronounce it. Okay, now I know. Pleichi.
Well, hey, we had Bevinson Patches in the first game, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. All tied up here. Heartland gets the ball back. There you see Renzo Bryant give it up.
Pass.
Oh, nice pass inside, but no reward. LSD clears it off. Here comes one of the nations. 16.1 points per game. Oh, my. Made his defender fall down.
You gotta tie your shoes up tight in that, buddy.
Gives Lakeshore their first lead.
And I think this is what Lakeshore wants to do. They want to push a faster tempo. Obviously, Zombie Stars want to slow it down. Hence the name Zombie Stars. Off his top though. That's off his top. Zombie Stars wants to slow it down a little bit, but Lakeshore wants to push the tempo. So we're gonna see whose tempo wins.
And there's Dre Carvel going to work, and he has his shot blocked. Ends up back with Lakeshore, however. 5 seconds now on the shot clock. Step back from the Nations. That's a tough shot. Can't get it to go. Another rebound. However. Yeah, it's three chances here now. Lakeshore is Nations. And gives it up. 3 on the way, and it's good. Dre Carvel.
That's how you become 5-12. Giving up 3 consecutive opportunities for the offense. You can't give any team in Seymour 3 chances to make a bucket. Chances are they're going to make a bucket.
Oh, nice drive, nice finish.
Speaking of making buckets.
That's Apollo Jones, newcomer out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Looking good.
Averaging 9 points a game in his first action, or first games for the Zombie Stars. Oh, another 3, won't go, but another second chance opportunity. Wow.
Is it gonna be like Gulf Coast all over again with 10 offensive boards?
Lath Money averaging more than 7 points and 7 rebounds a game for Lakeshore Drive. Zombies get a bucket back there. Honcho Hardwick is the new man in the middle for the Zombie Stars. He's sent 7-footer Ren Losey to the bench when he joined this team. Hardwick averaging 7.3 points, 8 rebounds. Pretty quiet so far in this one, except for that block.
Yeah, I like Honcho. His name sounds like he should be an extra Migo rapper, but I like Honcho. Rosie, the guy he replaced, they're 2 different types of players. Honcho's more of a physical type, and my man Ren's a little bit more the finesse type. And Zombie Stars need that physicality, so I like Honcho in the starting position.
Tough shot from Harvell, won't go.
Good deal.
Carter Fields quickly gets up ahead. Oh, thought he's going to maybe get a corner 3 out of that, but instead Fields gets the ball back, goes to work on a smaller defender inside, and just pushes him out of the way.
Bully ball. We call that Jokic ball.
The Joker going to the NBA Finals, his first. Denver Nuggets first. Everybody out there in Seymour looking forward to that. He on the way from Harvell, and he hits it. Hey, to talk NBA Finals for a second, and we got live game action, so we won't digress too far, but I've seen, sort of betting going that in any remaining games, Boston is expected to be the favorite, and some Vegas houses even have them as like a 30% chance to come back and win this thing. What do you think, quickly, Rick?
I was just texting Yells earlier today. I said, if Boston wins tonight, it's going to be tough for Miami to win the series. If Boston wins tonight, I'm laying my bet as Boston taking the series. If you're Miami, you don't want you want to close this bad boy out tonight.
I'm a Butler believer, and I think if he has to explode for 50 in one of these to close him out, he can do it. Oh, there's a nice drive. D'Angelo Jordan. He's been a great addition to this Lakeshore team. 7.3 points a game. 2:47 to go in the first quarter. Timeout on the court, and we're going to take a quick break as well. Come right back, and we'll close out this first quarter here in Chicago. And we are back. 4-point lead for Lakeshore Drive. Early action in Game 2 here on SimWorld TV. Hey, I want to remind everybody, if you're watching tonight, you got to join the community on Discord. It's discord.gg/SimWorld excuse me. And that's where you can find all the conversation, all the controversy, all the chatter. It's where you find Rick, Plays and Takes. Where you'll find me with my Around the Table. I do with Big Bob. Lots of stuff to say, to criticize, to agree with. You should get on there where you can see the game and be the game.
Indeed.
All right, about to get things back going here. The Zombie Stars trail by 4. What's been a familiar theme. This 5 and 12 squad. Lakeshore Drive led early on by Drake Harvell. He's got 8 points, half of Lakeshore's total. Oh, there's a nice bucket, however. 3 to cut the lead to 1.
I do like Zombies in this matchup. I do think it's a winnable game. I do give Lakeshore the edge playing at home, but it's definitely a winnable game for Zombie Stars.
Big bucket there for Kyrie Holtzclaw, 6'9", 16-year-old, out of Granite City, Illinois. Lots of 16-year-olds on this Lakeshore team, including Northern Nations. Oh, there's another nice bucket, and that's Kirby Ordway, yet another newcomer. Transferred in from the Indy Stripes. A lot was expected of him. He hasn't necessarily lived up to highest projections yet. But nice bucket there. Oh, nice zombie defense down on this end too. That was Shia Winterton. You know, like last time I saw Shia on SimWorld TV, and Gitson Sight can't finish the bucket there, but he had a nice game in their most recent victory. I kind of think Shia has to see a little more of the court. He's a SimWorld veteran. We watched him play last year.
Yes.
Angelo Roman gonna try and make. Wow, well, that's what Angelo Roman does. Wow. He's off the bench. He's hit 24 threes this year, averaging 5.6 points per game.
That was a terrible shot attempt, but it did go in.
That's kind of what Angelo does. 16 out of Chicago.
Angelo just being Angelo, huh?
Yep. Angelo doing Angelo things. Zay Gore in the game. He cleans up that rebound. He's another one of these talented Texans, just 16-year-olds out of Dallas. Tough drive inside, and that is swatted away by Shia Winterton, continuing to shine in his limited minutes. Coach Skinny Washington of the Zombie Stars. Oh, he's got some reserve talent. Shia Winterton, Caden Randolph played in SimWorld last year. He's a talented player. Kirby Ordway, and now Brian Webb coming off the bench. Webb in the game now.
And, Webb is, obviously no new name to us, but he is shooting a Patriot percentage this season. So you think any chance he turn around anytime soon, or do you think that's been as big of a deal as Zombie Stars losses, or do you think it's just one big Cosmo things that's happening in that time?
Well, I think it's two things. I think Webb, who misses his shot there, and Zombies can't come up with the rebound. Not a good shot. No, not a good possession for them. Webb has been a little bit of the problem for sure. It would be unfair and unrealistic to say otherwise, but I also just think all the new players, all the getting out ahead of the court. That's Caden Randolph. Those talented bench veterans. Cuts the lead to 4. Final seconds here. Zay Gore going to try 3, and that was off harmlessly. The backboard at the end of the quarter. 4-point lead for the home team. Lakeshore Drive. Nice first quarter for the captain, Dre Carvel. Come right back. We got a second quarter of action here coming up next on SWH TV. Second quarter just about to get underway here. Lakeshore looking to move to 8-8 on the season. Have a 4-point lead right now. Remind everybody, we got a triple header tonight. Hopefully you saw stunning upset in our game 1. Gulf Coast knocking off Beast of the East by 23 on the road. And there's a nice finish to extend the lead for Lakeshore. But coming up after this one, well, of course, have a post-up. We've also got Asia Pacific. We're taking on H-Town. I know you're excited about that.
Yo, yeah. You know, H-Town's always doing their thing. You know, H-Town thing. I put a little something in the Discord. That's the H-Town players. Know about some Houston classics. Beating down your block, knocking pictures off your wall. If you're not from H-Town, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Little local flavor for you there. Well, a little flavor on that last possession for the Zombies. Herbie Ordway, Caden Randolph hooking up for 2. Zay Gore trying to drive inside now. Get the shot to go. Or excuse me, that wasn't Gore. Lawrence Shields. I'm a Bay Area player in the game. Missing that shot. Oh! Randolph couldn't quite find his teammate.
It was a bad pass. Yeah, it was a bad pass.
That was Randolph's error. And Lawrence Shields. Averaging their 3 points and boards per game, but gives this team another veteran presence. Oh, and that's just a tough 3. Gets blocked.
Great game.
Ren Losey in the game. Tough to get that shot off against the 7-footer. Oh, the drive. Well, hey, look, that is what Brian Webb does best.
That is what he can do. Yes. Yep. That's Brian Webb.
Yep.
This other stuff looking more like Charlotte's Webb. But that is Brian's Webb.
As a 16-year-old, he's actually the first player to put up 40 points in a single game. Definitely capable of exploding, but I'm with you, Rick. I want to see a lot more of that drive and deal and dish. You can do. Oh, and look at this.
Talking about driving. That's a good drive. Get that man the keys. He's ready.
Herbie Ordway. Bench crew here for the Zombies have tied this thing up. Timeout called by Lakeshore. Maybe they're hoping Skinny Washington put some of the starters back in. Lakeshore seemed to be handling them a little bit better.
I'll say this, Ordway looks pretty good. Do you think it's the change of teams got him looking this way, or do you think he was misused in India? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he was misused in Indy. I'm not even sure he's being used correctly here with Heartland. But I just think Kirby is a really good player. Maybe having him coming off the bench here for a Zombie Star team, again, which has all these pieces they're trying to figure out what combinations work together. We've seen it work pretty well tonight. I really like chemistry between he and Caden Randolph. Maybe that twosome coming off the bench at a kind of wing forward position could work for Coach Washington's bunch here.
And for switch over to Lakeshore, I'm really interested to come into this game to see D'Angelo Jordan. He's been killer recently, a new guy, and I think he got something. So I want to see what he can do this game. I meant to mention that in the outset, but D'Angelo, I'm checking you out, bud. Don't let me down.
D'Angelo, 6'9", 200-pounder, just 16 years old. He's got a bucket in this one, but hasn't made a big dent on the game yet. He's out there on the court now. Oof. Tough bucket, but Playchi gets it to go.
Say it again, E.
Playchi Young, 6'4", wing. Struggles with his shots so far this year.
Can we ask him? I'm going to ask him post game. Does that name mean? It has to mean something, right? I'm going to ask him.
Yeah, there has to be an origin story. Well, he doesn't have to be, but I really feel like there must be.
Well, by the time this game over, he better come up with something, god dang it.
That's right.
I need to know. I need some explanation for Playchi.
Norman Nations to the line. Nations, 16-year-old, 6'3" guard. Being recruited by Big Ten powerhouses and a lot of other schools, but home state Illinois thought to be in the lead for his services.
Yeah. And I say this, it's on my mind. I've been meaning to say something, but I love to wait till a live broadcast so I can get it off my cranium. But when I was 16, 17, and guys I went to school with, I don't remember them having this much damn facial hair. These are grown, they got grown men facial hair. 16, 17. Still using a throwaway razor. Trying to make something appear. You know how you say if you start shaving early, it just start coming, the piece of start coming in? That was my life. These guys got beards and mustaches and goatees and Fu Manchus. They got a lot going on.
Yeah, I got certain suspicions about fluorescent lighting and beef hormones, but I better not talk about it too much or I'll get labeled as conspiracy theorist. So
we're going to get shut down. They're going to shut us down.
I don't want to get canceled, Rick. We can't get canceled.
Yeah, can't get canceled. They're going to Dave Chappelle us.
Rick Blaze has a key to the city of Houston. He ain't giving it up.
There you go. Not for nobody. And it is August 4th. If you're in the city of Houston, we will have a concert August 5th to represent our city, our key to the city, Blazing Black Day in Houston, Texas. Absolutely.
That's a fantastic thing. August 4th. So better put that on your calendar, folks. August 4th. Good game here in Chicago. We are going to be seeing the H-Town squad next, but these two Midwestern teams, both in that competitive Frontier division. Oh, nice rebound inside there. Our Honcho Hardwick. Oh, and a clean three from Brian Webb.
He tired of y'all dogging him out. Better put some respect on Charlotte's name.
Hey, if Brian Webb is wide open from out there, I have no problem with him pulling the trigger. He's proven he can hit.
And he's playing defense. Boy, he tired of y'all. He tired of y'all. He is tired of the mess and the shenanigans associated. 21, can you do something for me?
Right now, 21 certainly can. And look at that. Oh, my. If he could have got that to go, that would have been a highlight reel play. Instead, he came over his own offensive rebound. Second chance here. Shot up by Playchi. Can't get that one to go. Being off and away by D'Angelo Jordan.
If Brian Webb would have made that shot, man. Oh, good move, big fella.
Wow. That was a next level move from D'Angelo. Again, I want to remind you, just 16 years old. That's a big body doing some elite level things. Oh, high arcing shot there. Won't fall. Rebounded by Shields and quickly up the other way. Lakeshore. Into a bucket. They've got the lead again as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first half.
And I'm gonna tell you this: I'm surprised Lakeshore's record is what it is. I'll be honest with you. A lot of these guys are from Chicago, and they're very dark skinned, so they're very scary when they step on the court. Day one, intimidation alone should give them a 5-point advantage starting every game. So it's just a different world, man. The world we're living in. These guys will start with 5 points, 5-0 at the start of every first quarter back in my day.
Well, back to that canceled thing. I'm not really going to follow up on that one too much. You probably could understand. But I always love your observations, Rick.
Take my word for it. That's biblical. That's Bible.
Zombies to the line. Back and forth game we've got here. Tied up with that free throw. Some subs coming in the game now. Renzo Bryant, the captain, just 16 years old, out of Indianapolis. Coming back into the game.
And let me say this, E, about Mr. Bryant. Let me say this. I'll tell you this. Look, let me pull it up because I don't want to misquote. I don't want to misrepresent. I don't want to do any other sort. So I'm gonna take my time and pull the stats up. So I want to be accurate. So go ahead and call this call, E, or my stats come up, and then I'm gonna get back to what I was about to say.
Shot up from Nations, and he buries it. That's Norman Nations, and that's what he does best. Outside jumper. Caden Randolph, he's come off the bench and played some nice minutes for the Stars, and he goes inside, can't get it. Oh, look at that nice rebound. Back up, will not fall for Carter Fields. Kind of a quiet game. Fields averaging almost 10 points and more than 5 rebounds per contest. The 6'9", 250-pounder out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Excuse me.
Okay,
go ahead. This is a good time to make your point, Rick, I think.
Here we go. My man Renzo Bryant, right?
Yes, sir.
6 points a game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and he's only shooting 32% from the field, 20% from 3-point. I said that not to rag on him. I said it because he is such a positive young man. When we speak to him on the mic or when we in the Discord, he's always a positive guy and brings positive energy. You need those type of guys on your team, and I can't help but to just wish well for the young man, because Renzo Bryant is always one of those positive guys, those glue guys that you need when your mama just can't put food on the table. Renzo Bryant gonna make you believe eating a mayonnaise sandwich is gonna be just fine for you tonight.
Well, I think it says a lot. I think it says a lot that Renzo is the captain at just 16 on a team with 5 guys older than him, a year older than him, including Ryan Webb, including Caden Randolph, Shia Winterton, who are all regarded as good quality characters and leaders themselves out there at the court. Ren Losey falls down, but covers.
And that type of thing, Eden, I'm going to finish it off. You can't put that in the stat sheet.
No.
That's not what shows up. And so the Renzo Bryants, Mark Chisholms, those guys mean a lot to their team. And if you ask those guys, his teammates, they'll tell you, they'll vouch for them heavy how much those guys and guys like that mean to their sports. They go beyond the stat sheet. So I'm going to give those guys their flowers, because they might not ever be mentioned in the most points per game, most opportunities, more shots, none of that, but they mean a hell of a whole lot to their sport.
2 tries for Norman Nations. He gets the second to go and gives Lakeshore a lead. Zombies can hold for 1 here. Final seconds, first half. Smaller defender on Randolph. Oh, but he gives it up inside to Shia Winterton, who dunks it through. Zombies.
Where's
I don't know. Well,
he's good dunked and just so wide out towards. Man, the game ain't over. Just time.
Maybe he had some family in the crowd there. Wanted to go high-five somebody. 0.9 left in the game or in the half. I figure much was going to happen. But hey, when you give your team the lead like that and highlight real fashion, why not celebrate a little bit? Zombies are right in this one. 5-12 on the season, as we've discussed, but looking to move to a 6th win here. They've taken a 1-point lead. Nice game from Drake Carvel and Norman Nations on Lakeshore, but Zombies kind of a team effort out there.
Yeah, they get it done by committee, and that's been an MO all season. Like you said, they've got some new pieces that's been added to the team, and they're working. I think they're working through something. They have a upward hill to climb. We know that, but I like what I see so far from them. Brian Webb can be Brian Webb, not Charlotte Webb. They got a shot.
Zombies over 50% shooting, 4 blocks as well. AC Nations with 10 leading all scorers, but right now 1-point lead. Zombie Stars over Lakeshore Drive. Second half about to start here in Chicago, Lakeshore Drive, trail by 1. Coach Brian Lovelace looking to get his squad to 500 on the season. But it's been tenacious effort from the Zombie Stars, including their second team. Oh, what a move from Norman Nations.
I like that.
That backcourt of Lakeshore Drive, Norman Nations and Drake Carvel have been pretty good tonight, but that was just all Nations there doing it on his own.
That was saucy.
Oh, Renzo Bryant!
Wow. See, I speak up on the man highly. He come out and say, hey, do these type of things.
Wow. Aggressive move from Renzo Bryant. That's how you get that shooting percentage up.
I have the anti-Marsh effect.
Nations couldn't get that bucket.
When Marsh finishes your name, your team going to lose the streak.
Carter Fields has it inside. Good position, but couldn't get the bucket to go. Nice defense from Leaf Money. Brings it up.
It's a hell of a name, too.
It is.
A hell of a name, man. Leaf Money.
Leaf Cash Money. Oh, nice drive. Nations can't get that to go, but another offensive rebound. Lakeshore has been active on the offensive glass tonight, and they've turned into buckets once again.
Oh, good move.
Everything but the finish on that one from
Yeah,
Placer.
man. That was a $20 move and a $5 finish.
Well, Drake Carvel had an open look, but decided to go inside and attack
He put it on the
instead.
show now. He put it on the show. Is this view for the 6? He put it on the show right now.
Renzo Bryant looking to calm things down. Plachi Young. Oh, nice drive by Plachi, but better defense. I think that was Angelo Jordan came over to get that one.
And Jordan said he don't play that cheap. He don't play that sheep.
Renzo gives it up. Carter Fields leading the way for Heartland with 8 points so far in this one. And he has it. Gives it over. Shot clock winding down. That won't go. And I thought Fields was in great position to get that rebound. But nice work from D'Angelo Jordan. Come up with it. Well, setting something up here. We're down to 5 seconds. Drake's going to have to do something with it. Well, he's just going to take the three. Can't get it to go. Not a great possession there from the captain. And Renzo Bryant on this end had a nice look at a three but couldn't quite splash it.
That's a good shot, though. A good move.
Yep. Norman Nations, even the couple shots he's missed in the second half, he has been active.
Yeah, his midi game is super nice, too.
Good size on Nation, 6'3", 200. And like I said, 16 years old, he may still have some size, some height and weight to put on potentially. Nice rebound from Jordan once again. He brings it up.
Okay, Jordan with the handles.
Yeah, can't get past his smaller defender there, however. Nice job. Played Chi Young. Coming up, the bigger Jordan, and he's going to stick out there with him. Force Jordan into a long three.
Oh, wow. Jordan tried to show you his entire bag on that possession.
D'Angelo Jordan has hit 17 threes this year. Defense, nice offensive rebound.
Did you see the ball
Hardwick.
fake? He gave him the ball fake first.
Yeah.
And my man bit on the ball fake, and then he put it in D'Angelo. He put it in his face. In the face.
Ancho Hardwick has not been very active, aggressive on offense tonight, and I think Lakeshore just assumed, he's going to pass that ball out. And instead, why don't I just jump up and two-hand dunk this? 6'10" big man says.
Ancho made my top 5 prospects list too. He made my top 5 prospect list too recently.
Yep.
At the center position.
I like that call. Ancho Hardwick comes into this game, he's been really good on the offensive rebounding. Particularly, he's the 3rd highest offensive rebounding rate in SimWorld, pulling in almost 3 per game.
Get my boy back in, E. My boy Will back in. Let's get to it, Will.
AJ Blaylock. AJ Blaylock enters the game as well. He's another one of these prospects for next year more than this year, averaging under 2 points and rebounds per game, with a 6'4", 200-pounder. Also out of Chicago, number 26 out of 20 out there right now. Ravel stays out on the court and takes a step-back three. Won't go, but look at DeAndre Jordan.
Nice. Andre. One question, brother. How does it feel?
Feels pretty good right now if you're a Lakeshore fan. 5-point lead. Ryan Webb back in the game. He had some nice minutes in the first half. That's a tough drive, and he connects.
21. Can you do something, 21? Can you do something for me?
Tough shot. Nailed by the 17-year-old out of Dayton, Ohio.
It's Brian Webb's world we're just living in.
Unable to finish there on that one, Lawrence Shields. Webb has it again. Takes the jumper over AJ Blaylock and gets it to go. This is the Brian Webb we've been waiting for. What a nice spin from Drake.
Brian Webb's like that. Brian Wells like that old man who took his pills on time. He is feeling himself.
Well, now he has the bigger Jordan on him. He doesn't care. He wants to take it away. He hits it.
Big, small, I'm balling on them all. I am Webb for president, ladies and gentlemen.
Off the bench, the leading scorer still for this team. Blaylock with a nice drive, and he gets the kind of reverse to go there. What would you call that, like a quarter reverse? Let's see that on replay. Nice little move from Blaylock. Ren Losey has the ball.
That was more like a Tesla turn.
Ooh. No, I was like,
no,
Footer has it knocked back in his face.
That's the shot. That's shot time, baby. You can't get in. You can't get in here with that. You gotta go harder than that in the shot. I'm sorry.
Let's see
Look at Drake.
Harvell.
Look at Drake.
Harvell looks like he wants to attack.
Look at Drake.
Oh, but look at Losey get a little revenge right there.
Oh, after that block, Drake, nothing was the same.
Rebound won't go, but Zombie Stars can cut it to 1 or tie it up with a 3 on this possession. It's some of those second-team guys out there, like Kirby Ordway with the ball right now, that have caused LSD fits tonight. Oh, there's Brian Webb.
Oh, no. 21. Oh, do your thing, 20. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing.
Brian Webb. But keep in mind, he's from Ohio. He's not out in his element here playing in a big Midwestern battle.
It's Brian MF and Well. Good shot, Drake. Drake!
Carvel.
We got Drake and 21 going there. Really hard, bro. We have Drake and 21 going at it. We gotta be the game.
We're going to take a quick break with only 38 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. All right, Zagor has the ball. We're back underway here. Under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Oh, the other 21, Angelo Roman, says, don't forget about me. 5-point lead for
Angelo,
LSD.
come on, man. Come on, Angelo. There's 21, then there's 21. Savage. Brian Savage Well.
Webb has the ball. There's basically no difference between the game and shot clock. Going to take it down to 1 here, most likely. Webb has 14 in the game, 9 in the quarter. Even when Webb is off, it works out all right for the Zombie Stars. Losey's there to clean up the offensive glass. Can't get the shot to go, but will go to the line. A good free throw shooter. Ren Losey, who's actually buried 2 threes already this season as well.
Ren Losey is a pretty good complimentary player. Kind of remind me, got like a Rayford French type game.
Yeah.
Shoot a little midi, a little inside, play some defense. Do a little bit of everything for a bit. Nothing special, but a little bit of everything.
17-year-old out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Averaging just 3.8 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, but as I mentioned, he does have 2.5 assists per game. Leading the Zombies in that category, and he gets both of his free throws to go. Zagor has it, and he's going to get, let's see, a decent-ish look. Can't get it to go, however, but it's still a 3-point advantage. Lakeshore Drive looking to get to 500. We've got a fourth quarter coming up here next on SimWorld TV. I'm right back. Minutes to decide what has been a good game. Had a blowout in our first one. This one's been close all the way. Lakeshore Drive, 3-point advantage, and they've had the lead for more often than not, but I feel like this is anybody's ball game, particularly Brian Webb, the way he's playing. It looks like he wants to go right back to work.
Yeah, pretty much Lakeshore's had the leg up for the entire game.
Oh, look at that. Wow. I mean, that was a prayer answered right there, but you'll take it if you're the Zombies.
Yes, they needed it. They needed it.
Oh, broken up by Losey. That was an ill-advised pass by Gore. Chance for the Zombies starts coming with some momentum, but look at that. Angelo Roman gets the steal. He gets the ball back in Gore's hands.
See if they can take this lead.
Well, that time Gore able to get it inside. Oh, but Ren Losey, good defense tonight from the big man.
Give it to 21.
Oh, Brian Webb shed his initial defender and got a little bit of daylight, and that is all he needs tonight. He is feeling it. He let the bench know about it right there, too.
Oh, he's in savage. Brian Webb is in savage mode. He's in savage mode 1, savage mode 2, her loss. Let's get to it, B. Webb.
16
Brian
points
Savage Webb. Write it down.
I want to remind you once again, we have a triple header on tap tonight. The next game, Asia Pacific. Going to be out in Tokyo for that one. Each town going to have to travel there. The Hoopers, 11-3 on the year, but that's a long way to go and a different environment to be in against a decent Asia Pacific team, 7-9 on the year, and they got some players. The Reyes's, A.D. Reyes and Jacoby Reyes, and don't forget Kai Newby either. And their big man, Stephen George, he's been playing all well too.
Agreed.
Asia Pacific won their last game, looking to extend to 2 in a row and hang a notable defeat on a good H-Town team.
And, you know, we talk about Asia Pacific, you have to mention the fact that they play in the toughest and the greatest division in SimWorld, which is the Pacific Rim Division. So they're battle-tested. They're more than battle-tested. And that's why they can hang an L on these guys' heads, because the competition that they play on a night-in and night-out basis is the best of the best.
Lots of subs coming in the game for both teams. Mixing the lineups out there. 2-point lead for the Zombie Stars, but it's Lakeshore ball. And Gore gets it once again. Norman Nations back out there, but it's Gore that's going to take the jumper.
Oh, yeah. Good move.
That good move got him
Webb
a
got
shot. Couldn't finish. Oh, Brian Webb wants it from 3.
Oh.
That would have given the Zombie Stars their biggest lead of the game. Check from Brian Webb, and he couldn't quite get that one. Nice drive, Zay Gore.
That's a good drive. He paid the price for it, though.
It was worth it to tie this ball game up. Brian Webb still going to work. Driving inside on 2 defenders. Can't get that one to go, but nice rebound. Carter Fields. Enzo Bryant spinning in the lane.
Renzo getting the elevation.
The Twizzler move. Spinning, corkscrewing, and rising for the bucket there. Makes that tough to defend. That's a nice move from Bryant.
Let's see if Lakeshore can answer.
Oh!
Good pass.
Great pass from Gore. Great pass from Gore, but it doesn't turn anything to this end.
It'll never make top 10. He Didn't make the shot.
Nope, you got to get the finish. Got to get the finish. H.E. Young back out on the court. He's got the ball. Lorenzo Bryant. The way Brian Webb's been playing, he's going to go right up with that. Instead, gives up to Fields for the three. That's not Carter Fields'
I think you should ride
shot.
Brian Webb's hot hand right now. The Zombie Stars. He still got some juice in the tank, man. Let him keep going savage mode.
And this is going to be a bitter loss for whoever loses this game. Both teams have played pretty well tonight. Gore short on that shot. Well, Plachi, nice dish inside. Carter Fields finishes.
But if I'm Lakeshore, why am I looking at Gore to score with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter? Where's Drake Harvell? Where's Norman Nations? These are the guys who need the balls in their hands and scoring. Gore shouldn't even have arms to shoot right now with the game on the line in the fourth quarter.
The subs getting ready to come in. Nice drive, Brian Webb.
Look at him, he's cocking it up. Savage mode, unlocked.
Let's see if looks like Coach Lovelace not going to call a timeout for Lakeshore Drive here, but some subs getting ready to come back in the game, including the captain, Drake Carvel. It's Nation's got the ball in his hand right now. Being guarded by Renzo Bryant. Great defense there by Bryant. Shot clock under 5. He's going to have to take it.
That's a great possession. Great defensive possession right there.
Brian Webb can't leave him alone. That's automatic tonight for him.
Brian lived that savage life.
6-point lead for Zombie Stars. Still no timeout coming for Coach Lovelace and LSD. H.E. Young trying to work inside on Bryant, but can't.
I'll tell you that, Brian. Smokey Robinson's greatest hits.
Some nice looks there for LSD. They can't come up with anything.
Wow.
Are going to have the ball here, though. Tipped out of bounds by Heartland.
Big fella,
There
you gotta
you
dunk
see,
that, baby.
turning to the court, Drake Harvell placing Zagor. Harry Holtzclaw also re-entering. It's a 6-point advantage for the Zombie Stars, their biggest lead of the game.
Absolutely.
Right to work, but can't get the finish. Drake Harvell.
That's good, dude.
Tough drive from Plachi. Battles for the rebound. Can't come up with it. Harvell now.
Drake.
Enzo Bryant still out there. And Drake Harvell lost him and splashes the 3. Big bucket for Lakeshore Drive.
Drake said you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Renzo Bryant now. Heels inside. Nice position. Up. Oh, can't get it in. Paulo Jones going to go to the line. Holtzclaw called for the foul. Not a lot of fouls called in this game. It's been pretty clean. The team's playing hard. The big free throws. Everything's big at this point. 2:23 to go in this game. Paulo Jones, 6'5", 200-pounder. So far in,
good.
9 points, 5 rebounds per game so far for the Zombies. Gets the free throw.
Also, final Run DMV squeezes out one against Queen City, 72-68. Congratulations, Coach Murray is on a heater. Even his team is on a heater.
After a shaky start to the season, Run DMV, well, they showed even early on that they could be deadly in some games, deadly in some stretches, just some inconsistency, but that has not been the case lately. In Queen City, tough squad led by Norvell DeJean Jones. They're not going to be knocked off lightly, so yeah, congrats. Run DMV. Oh, big 3 there, but would not go for Drake Harvell, who got a good look at it. Brian Webb back out on the court.
Savage mode.
Interesting that Coach Washington wants Webb coming off the bench tonight out there in crunch time, and that's what this is. Nice drive from Plachi, but he couldn't get the bucket.
That boy played cheat too much. Wow.
Leith Money inside, but he has it blocked by Big honcho hardware.
That chick bounce. Money, that chick bounced up, baby.
Let's see if Heartland looks like they're
They sure
content
gotta
to
get
get
a
some time
stop.
off the clock.
They sure gotta get a stop.
Oh, tough miss there from Webb. Webb had a good look at that one. Still just a 5-point game. Ooh. It's actually grabbed there by Drake to keep that thing in play.
You need to get a good shot, man. It can be all day.
Yep, under 10. Getting to be under 5 now. Oh, nice dish. Nice finish.
Yeah. It's a good time out by Zombie Storm.
3-point game. 70 seconds left in this game. What a good one. Well, I can only hope our next one is as good as this.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it should be as good. I don't think they got the same star power. We've had Drake and 21 Savage and Huncho, the new Amigo, all on the court at one time, ladies and gentlemen. On in SimWorld, see the game, beat the goddamn game.
Oh, that's good. We might have to trademark that one. I like it. I like it. Well, if you're the Zombie Stars, Coach Skinny Washington, you got to like the effort you have seen from your team here on the road tonight. But if it doesn't turn into a victory, it's going to feel pretty hollow. You still do lead by 3. Make
They
sure
need
to
this
drive. Is that? Sorry.
I think it's just one win, but Heartland really needs this win. You really want to feel good about yourself as a team and as a coach and as a city. They really want to hold on to get this win, and they can. They got 1 minute 10 seconds, baby. Hold on to your love.
Do we even have to officially say who our player? Well, we do have to, but is there any question about it, Rick? Who's your player of the game?
Savage Mode himself, Brian M.
No
Evans Savage. Well,
I will endorse that statement. We'll double down on that.
What is Drake doing? What is Drake doing right now?
The crowd pumped up, trying to.
Okay, all right. If it pumping his L,
he's trying to bring his team back, showing good energy. He's just trying to let people know he's ready. Take Brian Webb on. Brian Webb going right at him, and 2 defenders can't quite get the bucket. Oh boy, that was a big miss there for Webb. Oh, the spin!
No.
Look at the effort. There you go. Drake was getting himself pumped up to perform like that. I think for the Blaze.
They sure got to have a stop. It's Brian. Hey, it's Savage versus Drake. We knew it would come down to this. Who you with? Savage or Drake?
Both teams getting offensive rebounds. Both teams on these last 2 possessions, second chances. That time, Honcho Hardwick finishes it off, restores the 3-point advantage. Still 37.3 seconds left to go. Both teams with timeouts, so a lot to happen before this one's decided.
Atlanta's representing tonight.
Well, coming with 37 seconds, you definitely have a 2-for-1 opportunity. I think you need to get a quick shot off here. Hopefully Brian Lovelace instructing his guys to get something up within 5 to 10 seconds. Need to get a bucket, can't have a miss, so that's the first and foremost. But
yeah, I agree. I think you don't necessarily have to have a 3, but you need a good shot. You need the best shot you can get in the fewest amount of time left. And you need to go down there and play some defense. That's what I do. Some people like to fall in this situation. I say get a bucket, and I say play defense. However, if they happen to pass the ball out of Webb into a poor free throw shooter's hand, you can fall then. But I wouldn't fall immediately, but you need to get a shot ASAP. Coming out here, it has to be Drake or it has to be Face the Nations. That's what it has to be.
Now, the other thing I will say, D'Angelo Jordan, 6'9" big man, he can hit from out there. He is a prolific 3-point shooter, as a matter of fact. D'Angelo Jordan.
Eat 9 at the time, be trying stuff.
You got to get them points somehow. Well, let's see what Coach Lovelace is.
Tell Big Fella get underneath the basket. Get out the glass.
Let's see what Coach Lovelace thinks. It is drawn up here. Oh, had Nations in the corner. Could have maybe hit him for attempted 3. Instead, Harvell driving inside on Webb, and 2 defenders has it swatted away. All right, there's enough time here. Don't have to foul. You have to play good defense. Webb
That's
Misses
a terrible.
again.
That was a terrible shot. He is a savage. He is a savage. He don't give a damn. He gonna just
That's our
pull it
player
up.
of the game there, and he's been that. He's been a difference maker for the Zombies tonight, but he's
Oh, my
missed the
God.
last couple of crucial shots. Last one maybe a little bit ill-advised. The one before that just missed a tough one inside.
And I tell you what, if Lakeshore comes back down here and score, he's gonna definitely be a difference maker for his team. The difference between them winning and losing tonight.
Well, here's an
Wow,
interesting.
they gonna have
here's
his head on a platter. If LSD scores this play down and Heartland loses this game, there'll be no retribution for Brian MF Savage Webb. He's going to pack his bags.
But if you're Lakeshore Drive, what do you do here, considering the time on the clock and what the scoreboard says? Quick
Same
shot,
thing. I gotta
three-point
get quick
shot,
shot.
play quick shot.
Quick shot. I think I go for a 3 first if it's there, if it's a good look. If not, get the quick shot and fall. Play the fall game. You have a little time on your side. You don't have to have a 3 right now unless you have a really good play drawn up for it.
Now, number 2, foul in pocket, so they'll need to foul twice, which could take some valuable time off the clock to send Zombie to the line, get the ball back.
Brian, well, you better pray to whatever God you believe in that these guys don't come in time to take this game from you.
Lord Shields set to inbound. He's got Nations and Harvell out there along with Jordan.
The guys on the sideline on the bench for Heartland, they're giving him a hard time. You can't hardly see.
Yeah, good defense, but it ends up in Nation's hands. Let's see how quickly or what he does with it here. He's going to take a long 2. Gets it to go. I'm good with that. Got a little bit of daylight, created for himself, got 2 points. Foul, see what happens at the line, get the ball back, go to the other end. Yep, well
now
done.
We play the free
Big
throw
short.
game. Now we play the free throw game from this point forward. So it's going to be on Heartland to make their freebies, baby. The coach scheme, I don't know if he put his all free throw team lineup in. It's hard to do that because you still have to go down and play defense in case LSD decides to run in and not run a timeout. So he has to make a decision. Does he play his free throw lineup in? Does he go back with his regular lineup and take the chance of maybe missing a free throw for some of his not so great free throw shooters still on the court?
Also an option for Lakeshore Drive in terms of if they just foul immediately or go for the steal, apply a little bit of pressure, try to get a turnover, which actually would be a mistake, I think, not to do, considering that you have to foul twice to begin with to get somebody to the line. I would expect to see full court, pretty intensive pressure here, but about to get things back underway. 14.5 seconds left to decide a 1-point ball game between 2 Frontier Division rivals that have just been trading blows back and forth all night and down these last few possessions as well. Yeah, it really has.
This is a good example of, hey, 5 and 12 team, it doesn't matter. In some world, anybody can get their behind whipped. Tricks.
See the game, be the goddamn game.
There you go.
Ancho Hardwick. Set to inbound.
That producer guy, we're going to say that clip that of you saying that. I have to have that. I have to have that saved somewhere.
You're free to sample that, Blaze and Black. I expect to hear that in August. All right, game over right here. Just a hard foul. Second one needed. Only took 2 seconds off the clock. All right, well, that takes any question away. Lakeshore just immediately going to reach, grab the player that gets the ball.
If you LSD, you want to deny Webb if possible. I don't want to send him to the line. Make somebody else beat you if you can.
Our Nation's looking fired up out there. Much like Ray Carvel was earlier. Lakeshore gets the ball back. Let's see if plays drawn up for him. Maybe take the 3. Let's see if they need a 3. Because at the line, we have Paulo Jones. Not the biggest night from the newcomer, but he's got 2 big free throws.
Yeah. Ain't nothing bigger than these 2 free throws you about to shoot right now, though.
16 years old, a crowd of people rooting against you on their feet. And he does not connect on that first one.
Woman to go up.
HE's second is up, and that also doesn't go.
No timeout. They're going to run it. With no timeout, they're going to win it now. They're going to put it win now.
It's in Drake's hands. He gets a good look. Can't connect. Rebounded. Fouled. 0.2 on the clock. And I don't think you're going to add anything.
Light skin is not back like we thought it was. We got now it's all on Jason Tatum to bring light skin back. Drake couldn't do it.
Could not connect on the shot. Drake Harvell. That sends Honcho Hardwick, who corralled that rebound to the line.
This is game. Because technically speaking, you need point 4 to actually get a shot. That's the Derek Fisher. Rule.
As I've noticed
so
before.
with 0.2 seconds, I don't think you can throw maybe like an alley hoop. You can. Good luck throwing an alley hoop from full court.
Get the feet in the free throw style, by the way, there, Rick. Yeah, see him do that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
pronounced move. He's a good free throw shooter, and I couldn't get that one to go.
That's a good miss.
That's it. That's right. That was intentional, I believe.
Yeah.
And look at Hardwick talking to that crowd. Look at him go up to them and let them know.
Savage Mode rise again. Brian Will, baby.
Heartland have come Chicago and stunned this crowd, coming away 69-67 victors. 69 got it done. That's for you, Siege. That's for you. And that's for everybody out there, Heartland fans. Big win tonight. They improved to 6-12. Lakeshore falls to 7-9. I want to remind you once again, it is a triple header. We have Asia Pacific going up against H-Town coming up next. And myself, Elava, and Rick Blaze, it has been great being with you, and you got to stick around for that third game. Hopefully, it's as good as this one.
Be the goddamn game.
back and forth, back and forth. The sheet's going back and forth, and the coach looks up at the bench coach and says, "Wait a minute, he's not on the roster." The other coach said, "We cut him 2 months ago." Oh,
Mm,
hey, oh, welcome, hey, welcome back to the
mm,
post up number 2.
mm,
After a
mm,
game
mm.
like you thought it was gonna be, Lakeshore Drive in Heartland brought us down to the last 1/4 of a second. Really interesting. I am Maestro, joined again by the one, the only, the man you know, the man you love, the only guy that I can
Mhm.
know that could Tokyo drift a semi 18-wheeler, Rick Blaze. How you doing tonight, B?
Hey man, it's a blessing to be a blessing.
Yes, it is. And you just called a great game there with Elaba the boys. And oh, by the way, man, did they get it done for last? Again, I hate to say it. I was feeling 5 and 12 was going to take 7 and 9, and I sent
Yeah,
that topic
you
even before
did.
the game started. I
You
said,
did.
for not all records are the same. And oh, by the way, you said it. It doesn't matter what your record are. It doesn't matter where you place. All that matters is that you're on the floor, and we've seen this all seasons. Walk us through it, the Blazer. Tell us what went down.
Hey man, it's very simple, man. Somebody on Zombie's team went into savage mode, and that person is Brian M. F. and Savage Webb. No
Mm,
longer can you
mm,
call him Charlotte's Webb. Charlotte's Webb is
no,
dead. We post some pesticide on him. He's a wrap. Savage mode is
mm.
back, baby, and it's in effect for the 9-9 and the 2000. 38 points off the bench was what Zombie had. Most of those points was by yours truly, Brian M. F. and Savage. He was the difference. 21 did something for me.
You know, when you get points off the bench, because everybody say, you know what everybody say about bench players, right?
Now,
You
you know
know,
what
they
I say
only
about
show up
bench players.
sometime. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. But when you get points off the bench and you hit those boards the way they hit those boards and dominate there,
Hmm.
I'm sorry. The only thing that's missing is that you got to make it count. You know,
Right.
and that's even with and that's even with Lousy getting like getting almost getting the dirty there for me. I gotta have my dirty shout outs. But I had a bunch of almost tonight. But I tell you what, we definitely saw tonight what Heartland can do when they dig in, right?
Yes.
And you know what? I'm telling you, I people keep trying to sleep on these records, and I said you can't do that. You can't say this is what it's gonna be. You can't say this how it's gonna go down because it's what the papers say. Chalk don't talk in SimWorld hoops, baby.
Come
You
on
got you got to
now.
go out there and show. You got to go out there and show.
I like that line. Chalk, don't talk. I like that. Don't
Yeah,
put that in my pocketbook.
hey, all day long, baby, all day long. So here we go. So looking forward here, right? What does this say? Heartland moving the rest of the way. You think they can move out of last place? You think they can at least do some damage to some of the teams in the top, or do you think? Now I know what I think, but do you think
Mhm.
this was an anomaly for them tonight in terms of how the game flowed?
You know, I'm going to give Coach Skinny and his boys some credit. I think they can move the needle a
Mhm.
little bit. I think they can
Okay.
move the needle a little bit. I don't know. I'm not gonna go crazy and say they're gonna be a 1-2 seed. No, no, we're not gonna get crazy. We're not gonna get asinine with it. But
Right, 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 right,
they can
right, right.
move the needle. They can make some noise. I think if they can gel again and he can find a lineup, and if Brian MF and Savage Webb can stay like this, and not shoot this god off a percentage he was like somewhere in the 30s or 20s, something crazy. If he can stay
Yeah.
consistent, I like him off the bench, putting in work. I think Coach Skinny putting it together, and I think they can move the needle some.
I'm with you. I really like Coach Skinny. I like what he puts together. I like how he puts it together. It's always super strong. I can't wait to see what they do the rest of the way. In my opinion, and I'm just going to give this out before we move on. This is what I've seen from Heartland all year, but I didn't see it come together the way it did tonight, even in their other wins. This, to me, on paper, when I should say on paper, to me, this was their best win because of what they showed. Because they showed this game all year, except for it came together tonight. So I'm just gonna tell you there. So here we go. Now we're talking about other teams doing what they do. We got a whole lot of they somebody something. You know how it is. Like our producer
A whole
said,
lot,
he's somebody
a
something.
whole lot,
He's
huh?
a whole lot of somebody something. He's somebody something in the
Hmm,
family.
hmm.
We got some 3-on-3 action here. We got South America, and Showtime. 6-11, 9-6, but both teams are number three are number three in their division. So I know we have our showcase game coming up with like APAC and H Town, but looking at South America and Showtime, what do you see with that 3-on-3 matchup later?
Maestro, you must have took my cup by mistake. That was last night's game, man.
I did it again.
Showtime
I
already
did it
taxed
again.
that
You
ass.
know
That's
what?
over with, baby. That's old news.
You know what?
67-60 was his final score.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something.
You
I'm
took
gonna
my
put in a
cup.
note.
I
You know
knew
what?
I knew I was a little low. You drinking
boy,
from
I
my
swear,
chalice. You drinking from my
I'm
chalice, brother, and it's too much for
I'm
you.
I'm gonna write HR right now and tell them that they need to go in and send me to the bathroom so I can go in and get that cup out because I'd have messed up everything tonight. So
Yes,
here we
yes, you
go.
did.
Here, here we
Your
go.
body
Here we go.
rejecting it right now.
So we can know everything is fair on the board. Everybody gets a refund on the night's post up. You don't have to don't even worry about your receipt. Don't even worry about your receipt. Maestro gonna give it to you because Maestro gonna give it to you. That's how it's gonna work. So then we're gonna talk about another type of 3-on-3. We're gonna talk about you're up against the Bad Boys and BTA against Rocky Mount. We got two number threes playing some teams that are kind of near or at the top of their division. How do you think those 3-on-3 is gonna handle it?
I think those are going to be some really, really good games, and all these teams need that win.
Yes.
The Monsters was one of those teams that I was really, really, really high on in the beginning of the season, but a lot has changed. They've lost their coach, and so I think they've lost a little bit of their identity. They're trying to get that back. The other end, Beyond the Arch, was a team that started off at the gun terrible, terrible, as Charles Barkley would say. But I think
Yeah,
they're
horrible.
finding
That's
their
what's
stride.
horrible.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree with
exactly,
you.
just like that. I think they're finding their way now. So it's a battle of two teams, which seems to be going opposite directions right now than what they were in the start of the season. But something has to give, and so we're going to see tonight with those two
I
teams.
absolutely. I definitely can't wait to see what's gonna happen. And oh, by the way, that was supposed to be my 3-on-3. What those third place teams was gonna do. So I'm definitely gonna run and I see our CEO already handed me a cup, so I'm gonna go hit the bathroom in a minute and let him know what's
Yeah,
going down.
you get that
So
cranberry,
okay,
juice inside you.
I'm saying exactly right. So again, please check us out here. We got all these great podcasts coming up, and I'm gonna try to stop laughing right now before I get fired twice tonight. Blazing Takes by my co-hangout buddy here, by Rick Blaze. Great podcast, the Marsh Pod, with Marsh the Media, and of course Around the Table, the number one podcast in Lithuania and
Facts.
Lithuania. So it's around
Those are
with
facts.
Elava, the voice, and the fat man, my fun size boo. So here we go. Coming up right before we hit our last topic, I need to get your pull on what's gonna happen between APAC and H Town tonight. What you got? Who you got? Why
You know what?
you got them?
Maestro, I'm going with this. I know.
Yeah, I
I
know.
know. I know you have to ask.
I just,
It's
I
part
just, I
as
just,
part of your
you know what?
contractual
But,
as part of your
but,
contractual
Blaze,
obligation. You have to ask.
Blaze, baby, I
But
just like
I'm
to hear
going to
say.
H
I like
Town.
to hear the words. I like to hear the words. I like to hear the words.
I'm going to H Town. But let me
I
say
know you're
this.
going H
H
Town.
Town. H Town, I love y'all. This is a trap game though. APAC is
That's
the
you.
toughest SOBs
Oh.
at 7-9 that you're gonna ever run across. This is a trap game. Now, I don't know how H
Oh, I
Town's
don't
gonna
like
play
you.
tonight because I don't know what's going on with the coach. Is he
Right,
here? Is he not here? Is he coaching?
right.
Is he in the stands? Is he like Kyrie Irving? He's sitting in the front seat waiting to get groomed by somebody else to pick him up. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah.
their coaching situation in their locker room. I think tonight some more answers are going to be. I can't wait to the post game so we can ask the right questions and get the right answers. But H Town, this is a trap.
You boy, I don't like
Don't
you,
fall for it.
Blaze. I don't like you. I wrote trap on the paper right in
And I
front of
lived in
me.
the trap.
So look, whatever cameras you got in my house, I hope you don't have any in the bathroom. I'm just gonna say that right now because
Oh man.
that's what I wrote down because I'm thinking that APAC has had some strong games when people were looking the other way and they came up on it. I don't. I'm at wait. HR Rick Blaze is a pain in my. Okay, there we go. I got that written down. So that man, I'm seeing it coming. I'm seeing four. I'm seeing another four taking on a number one, and I gotta look. I got a feeling about APAC tonight. That might make my record move down to 22-2, or it might end up being still 23-1. But I kind of dropped a ducky on APAC tonight just because I got a feeling about it. So, all right, here we go. Like we
Let
want
me
to
ask you a
say.
question.
You go ahead.
Really
You
quick.
got. You got.
I
Hit
know
me.
this is
Hit me.
all off topic.
No,
It's
you
not
hit
on
me. You hit
topic.
me.
I know it's not part of the plan. If H-Town has to coach themselves tonight, I don't know
Ooh,
what's going on.
ooh, ooh.
Which player on H-Town's team you think is more suitable to do a
Oh,
player slash coach job
ooh,
tonight?
ooh, ooh. Don't ask me that, bruh. Okay. Dang it. See, here's why I don't like you, because I'm just gonna say this flat out, straight up serious, right? We look at how these teams, we look at who talks. All right, just to get out the way. Let's just get out
Mm-hmm.
the way. We look at who
Mm-hmm.
talks, right? We look at who says what they're gonna say, and oh, we're gonna do this, and oh, we're gonna do that, and yada yada yada. But then when it comes down to it, what do we get? I mean, be honest, what do we really get? The ones who do the talking, with maybe two exceptions,
Yeah.
we don't see
It's
them.
only a few
We don't see
exceptions.
them.
Most of them now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We don't see them. So, to be frank with you, I would love for their captain to step up,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I would think as the captain and as and as a guard, he's gonna have the ball in his hands. He shares with Janov. So I want to say him, but my heart is gonna tell me Aaron Payne. Aaron Payne is
Yeah.
the one who he does all the dirty, 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 and he keeps his mouth closed.
And he's
So
6'10". And he's 6'10". You don't
and
really
it,
want those problems
yeah,
with Aaron.
exactly,
Aaron Payne looks like a
exactly.
guy that doesn't repeat himself twice. He looks
Right,
like that guy.
right, right. Great. Oh, that's a beautiful point, because you know something? Sometimes you want that guy in the locker room that his words are the way he looks at you, and
Yeah.
also the way he or she works at the game. Now, I'm gonna throw something out there that might be a little bit sideways. You know, Carter is their leading scorer,
Mm-hmm.
but have we seen leadership from him all year? I'm
That's
asking a question.
uh,
So
good question. I think we're gonna find out
yeah,
on the other side of this.
yeah, we definitely gonna find out. So here we go. Definitely stay tuned for that game. We know what's gonna happen. We know where Blaze's money is. We know where my money is, and that's just how it's gonna be. We can't wait to see you guys. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear in the post up. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you want to do. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna look. I had an argument with somebody today, so I'm gonna bring that argument here to y'all. Listen, if you cannot tell if the chicken is grilled or fried, it ain't chicken, brother. Just letting you know.
Mm.
Hey, welcome back to SimWorld TV, the third and last game on the schedule tonight, and it should be a good one. Asia Pacific at home at the Tokyo Prefectural Gymnasium, taking on H-Town Hoopers. H-Town, an impressive 11-3 this year, but South SimWorld Asia Pacific been battling in the tough Pacific Rim division. They are 7-9. We are underway. H-Town in their road orange control, and they get a 3-up, we won't go. At Elava, and I'm bringing this broadcast to you with my friend B-Ron. B-Ron, it's good to have you here.
Good to be here with you as well, E. Pleasure to be here in Japan as well. The Japanese is a little rusty, but you know what? It's fine. I don't need it that much.
Yeah, I've got Konnichiwa and Ichiban and maybe one or two other things if I thought hard, but that's about it. Oh, there's a nice block. Let's do another three-point opportunity, however, and H-Town hits this one, gets on the board, draws first blood.
Really fun to watch this H-Town team play tonight against APAC. APAC, they have surprised a few teams this season here in SimWorld, so we cannot overlook them at all in this one.
Oh, there's big Steven George, but he gives it up. Sets a screen. Oh! It's a long two there for J.D. Reyes, one of the two Reyeses. Star for Asia Pacific. Kobe, the younger Reyes, just 15 years old.
Yeah, Jacoby Reyes and J.D. Reyes, both of them are going to be key players for Asia Pacific, but also we have to talk about Steven George as well. And what's the other kid's name?
Kai Newby.
Kai
Newby. Nice defense from APAC to start this one. Forced a tough shot there that wouldn't go down. That's Kai Newby with it, number 35. Gives it up. Jacoby Reyes. Just 15 years old, but running the show out there for this good APAC squad. And there's the big man, Steven George, 6'11". Trying to work his way inside. Does. Can't get his shot to go.
Had to try to do something quick there. The shot clock winding down. Unfortunately, it didn't work despite the force of the inside. And my goodness, there's one inside now from H-Down.
That's Aaron Payne, the big man, 6'11", 220-pounder, 28th overall ranked player in SimWorld. A lot to handle down there. Oh, nice move. In-Song Deng, 6'8", 200-pounder out of Beijing. Only averaging 1.8 points per game, but pretty smooth there on the little turn and score.
The bigs for H-Town are the ones who made this team work for the most part, but they also, you can't forget about Vincent Magic and Keith and Carter as well. Two of the other key players on this H-Town team.
Early lead for H-Town, looking to even it up here, but oh, Jacoby can't get that one quite to go home. And you see Martin Genov with the ball, the point guard, the Russian, only non-Texan. This
Right?
H-Town Hoopers
Only
team.
one.
Only one, and they had to go all the way to Russia to find one. Well, Vincent Magic, shot clock winding down, got a good look at a three, but couldn't get it to go. Oh, nice drive on this end from Kai Newby, but he couldn't quite get the finish. That ball was halfway down and popped back up.
Man, and you're on your home court too, that's crazy.
Well, it's a tall order knocking off H-Town, and Asia Pacific's going to need the bulk of the breaks tonight. Nothing like that. Now, they've been playing good defense to start this one. Low-scoring affair.
That's very true. They have been playing good defense to start this game.
What a move
goodness.
from J.D. Reyes, the 6'6" wing, 71st ranked player in SimWorld. Impressive there.
And they're going to need to continue to play good defense, APAC will, because we know, again, H-Town can score the ball extremely well. They're ranked 15th in the category, 75 points per game. The team, they can fill it up.
They got the steal, but they couldn't get it at the other end. Thanks to a block, and that turns into a bucket for Genov. 6'2" guard out of Chita in Russia.
Yeah, he came over in the offseason from SimWorld Europe to stateside and landed on H-Town. It's been a good fit for him, I think.
I think so for a good H-Town team. Well, it's definitely got to be. Oh, and there's Genov with a 3 from the corner. Couldn't get that to go. I was about to say, has to have been a little bit of a cultural and lifestyle shock, too, for Genov. Cheetah,
I'm sure.
he's from, is up in Siberia. Remote.
Oh, wow.
A bit different weather and environment.
Yeah, a
in
whole lot of different, I'm
Houston.
sure.
A lot of different.
Going from like a remote environment in Syria to Houston, Texas. That's I've never been myself, but I'd imagine that it is vastly different from Serbia or Siberia.
Siberia.
Okay, yes.
Two different, yeah, there's a Serbia too.
Siberia.
Yes, in the Balkans. It's Siberia, the far north of Russia, Arctic Circle for the most part. Very remote. But Martin Genov fitting in well in Houston. Still got a 3-point lead here, and they got the ball. A nice little move from Vincent Magic, but couldn't get the finish. Second chance opportunity for Aaron Payne, however. You have to be impressed with Aaron Payne, averaging 8.9 points, 9.9 rebounds on the year. He is the anchor for this H-Town team. And right now, Coach Ray Fox's squad is up by 5 in Japan, but lots of time left in the last one. We're going to take a break, come right back. 2:08 to go in the first quarter. We are back at the Tokyo Prefectural Gymnasium, which B-Ron, one of the more interesting locations we're in. Beautiful setting here, I think, with the Edo-style art on the wall. I want to remind everybody, you're out here watching this game, don't forget to come to Discord, join us there. It's where the conversation, the controversy, all the chatter happens. You can find it at discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. It's where you'll find me and B-Ron.
Yep. Exactly. You'll find us there.
And what more do you need than that? But,
all right, one more. Well, I mean, there's a few other things there. I think.
Well, maybe you do.
Yeah.
You do.
So
one thing you need that's esoteric is art and beauty, and this is a beautiful stadium. I think, B-Ron. It's fairly unique, even in the sim world. Panoply arenas where we have some really unique, really pretty places. Hey, I can bring the vocab if I have to.
That's the SAT word.
Hey, my prose is prolific. Not can even be alliterative. Here comes Kai Newby off the turnover, taking the jumper, but can't get it to go. Slow start for him, and Payne clears off the rebound.
Guys in the truck love that one, I'm sure.
H-Town. Like I said, low-scoring game for both sides so far. Nothing's come too easy. Ooh, tough shot right there, and that will not go. Luis Dowu can connect, and on this end, a nice drive, and there's a finish. Victor Soto, 6'5" out of Manila, averaging almost 9 points a game.
Soto, both Reyes and Kai Newby, they really bring a dynamic element to this offense. It's so fun watching those kids play. They have the ability to get to the basket at will, no matter who's in front of them, which is always amazing to see.
Dish inside, Payne. Oh boy, You know, you think of Aaron Payne as more of a defensive stopper.
Right.
You know, man, that was a nice looking move from him there. Restores a 5-point lead.
He's a stopper, more of a power guy on offense too.
Yeah.
Those kinds of moves you don't get to see a whole lot from him.
I think it surprised APAC as well. Jin Park just kind of dribbled the air out of the ball there. And on this end, Cam Jones goes to work inside. He can't finish, but a second opportunity for H-Town. Number 3 won't go. And time enough here for APAC to get a bucket, see if they can get him double digits at the end of the quarter.
I've been liking Cam Jones' play lately, so it's good to see him back out here again.
Newbie still unable to connect. APAC struggling to get anything going on offense, but they're bringing the defense as well, not making things easy for H-Town. 13-8 after our first quarter. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. Come right back to Tokyo, Japan.
Welcome home.
Mom, Dad, this is Cindy.
Cindy, yes.
So nice to meet both of you.
It's nice to meet you finally. Travis has told us so much about you.
All good things, I hope.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Please,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, Mom, no.
Dad, this is Shannon.
Oh, hi.
Shannon?
And this is Aaron.
Hey, cutie.
That is Jessica. Jenny, Sarah, Megan,
Hi.
Nicole, Elizabeth.
Acts. Use in moderation.
APAC only hit 4 of 17 shots in that opening frame, but their defense is keeping them in this game. It's a 5-point lead, but super early.
It is super early still, you're right. But to be fair to both teams, they both have played good defense to this point. Both teams are playing really well. Both teams are shooting poorly, but that's, again, because of the defense, not because of the offensive, lack thereof offense, in my opinion.
There's great Khalid with the ball. Loses his defender.
Oh!
There's some offense for APAC.
One of the
65% from the field, great Khalid, and shows you why there. He likes to get his putbacks and dunks. Plays bigger than his listed 6'6" size.
Easy to shoot a high percentage when you're doing things like that.
Well, after both teams couldn't get a clean look all first quarter, here they trade easy buckets. Cam Jones unopposed to the rim.
See if the offense open up here in the second quarter. Okay.
And great Khalid has provided a spark. Nice find from Jin Park to pick him out there for the assist. 3-point game now. Cam Jones, who's in the kind of main offense last few possessions, has it, gives it up. Pull-up jumper will not go there. Rashad Johnson in the game. Couldn't get his first shot to go.
Didn't get enough of his legs under that one. The shot was short. And that's usually a leg that's not having enough power in those legs.
3-second violation. Called against great Khalid there. And that goes over to H-Town. Some subs coming in the game for both teams. I'll run Zoo, 6'7", 210-pounder comes in. He's take his place in the paint. Oh, once again, nice drive, nice dish, but good defense to not give up.
And we've seen a lot of that so far here in the first quarter. We thought we'd see. Oh, wait a minute.
More defense. Look at that.
Yep,
Adobe
there it
with
is.
the charging foul.
There's an entry on Maestro's dirty list right there with the charge.
That was Victor Soto that drew that charge. Good defense. Soto.
Those are definitely the kinds of things that go unnoticed by a lot of people, but we pay attention to those here at this level, especially because those are the kind of things that coaches are going to want to see, those effort kind of plays. That's what a charge is. Put your body on the line for those kind of things.
Aaron Matthews with the swat knocked it out of bounds, so it stays with APAC. Seconds to shoot.
Not a lot of time here on the shot clock. I gotta get a clean look and get a quick one here perhaps too.
Well, we're going to get a jumper from Soto, and he nails it. Victor Soto having a nice night tonight. He's the second leading three-point shooter on this APAC team.
Last time we saw Soto play was in Miami when they played against Yakuza. He made some really tough shots in that game. And I think that he's going to go to a very good play down the road. Oh my goodness.
Vincent Magic Man elevates to the rim out of Port Arthur, Texas. I think that's where he took off approximately.
That was absolutely disgusting.
A nice spin. Stephen George. Wow.
I see your power and ways you finesse, Stephen George says.
6'11", 250 pounds. Used all of it right there to great effect. Open three, won't go. It's a couple misses from Rashad Johnson since he's been in the game here.
Good close out there, though, by the defender to make that shot a little bit more difficult for Johnson.
Stephen George, he thinks he got pushed right there, but no foul called. Missed both attempts.
There's a mismatch. Barbecue chicken all day.
Well, after that, Coach Jason Reyes, Asia Pacific, wants to talk it over with his squad, but they've played well here so far. First half of the second stanza. Down only by 2. Against a Hoopers team mentioned they're 11-3, and they've won back-to-back games coming into this one.
Yeah,
leading the Tropic Division, third-ranked team overall in the Legend Conference.
Yeah, they're trying to get to 12 wins, and when it's tonight they'll do it, but APAC is not going to make it easy on them at all.
Mentioned APAC led by Kai Newby, but it's been an off night for Newby so far. He leads the team 15.6, but yet to get on the scoreboard. 6'5" wing of South Korea.
Yeah,
Two South Koreans on this APAC team. Sunjin Park the Spark, who's a SimWorld veteran. We saw him play last year.
Yeah, he did.
Point guard. Can also shoot a little bit from outside. But it's definitely a Filipino core on this team with Victor Soto, Jacoby and J.D. Reyes, as well as Stephen George all hailing from there, and the head coach, Jason Reyes. And they have played above expectations, particularly given what a tough division, what a tough conference they play in.
Yeah, they really have. I think, going into the season, had them to flounder near the bottom of the league pretty much all year. But, you know, if that first game of the season against Showtime and that win taught us anything, is that, you know, we couldn't overlook this team. Now, sure, that could have been a one-off, but it hasn't been.
Proved not to be, no.
Exactly.
Kobe Reyes takes the lead. Well defended, but Reyes, that's his 20th three-pointer of the season.
Shot clock winding down, hand in his face, does not matter. He's going to make it anyway.
Asia Pacific got down a little bit early, but they have clawed all the way back now. First lead since they led 2-0. Oh, nice interior pass, but Genov, yeah, that's too much to ask of Martin Genov down there.
Yeah, way too deep down there.
Big Stephen George going back to work. He's got Aaron Matthews on him. Oh, nice dish by George. Ooh. Jacoby Reyes scoring inside and outside, but it was the big man, Stephen George, who really set that up, got good possession, and a selfish pass.
Yeah, was able to find his teammate. Yeah, a big man who can pass like that is, in some respects, I think, underrated these days. Oh!
Yeah, well, after Keith and Carter missed the three, offensive rebound and put back there. Oh, Jacoby Reyes, I thought he was halfway pulled up on that shot and then thought better. Gave it to his brother, gets it back. Oh, Victor Soto gets his own offensive rebound, and APAC sets it back up. It's J.D. Reyes' turn, but he's way short on that shot.
Can't allow second chance buckets, but it just doesn't matter if it doesn't fall anyway. But we've seen that hurt a lot of teams tonight, including that first game. East of the East got outworked in all facets of that game. Ooh.
Steven George just went straight through. I mean, I think, give him credit, Genov was trying to get in position for a charge there, but just brushed aside by big Steven George.
Yeah,
3-point lead APAC. Ethan Carter's missed 3 in a row now. He's missed 2 threes, was really short on the last one. Can't get going on the inside either.
Well, that time I think Carter tried to do too much and force that shot there to go, but he didn't have to necessarily.
Soto couldn't get it to go. We're under 2 minutes to play now, opening half. And some Magic surveys the court from the corner.
And a good first half so far. I think that the biggest problem for H-Town going into the rest of this game is going to be adjustments or lack thereof come halftime. Because there's been talk about Coach Ray Fox and not being communicative throughout the portion of the most recent portion of the season. And even though this is playing well right now, if Coach Fox isn't around to make those adjustments, they're not going to continue to be at the level that they are right now. In my opinion.
New coach Ray Fox, and he has a problem on his hands right now after that Steven George power dunk. 5-point lead for APAC, biggest of the game, and we're under a minute to play in the first half.
Yeah, it's a 5-point game now, but it could start to balloon. I feel like Asia Pacific is starting to get on a roll here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I spoke too soon.
Vincent Magic and Keith and Carter both have struggled in the opening half, but that might get Vincent going at least.
He's got some bunnies, man.
He can jump. With 30 seconds to go now. Kobe Reyes.
Oh!
Aaron Matthews got him going up for that one. And back out of the game immediately is Matthews. And Aaron Payne going to re-enter for the final 23.1 seconds here. But this is a chance for APAC. Go up by 6. They trailed. They only scored 8 points in the first quarter, trailing 13-8. Quite the turnaround here in the second 8 minutes.
Yeah, they really turned it around. I think their offense got more aggressive, and that allowed them to get going on that side. The defense played well too. They still forced to take some difficult shots, and they kept them to one shot on the offensive end, which also helps big time.
Martin Genov out there, defended by Jacoby Reyes, and double teamed and loses the ball. Ends up in the hands of Great Khalid. Khalid can't finish that one. See if Houston gets a heave. Aaron Payne's going to try his luck. Ooh, hot rim. Not bad from that distance, but 29-23. APAC, home underdog, getting it done here. Surprise you or not surprised, B-Ron?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. And I say that because we've seen H-Town come out and struggle a little bit against teams that they probably shouldn't be struggling against. Similar to Oceana comes to mind in recent one. Even though they did come back to win that game, that's a team in the game that, by all intents and purposes, probably shouldn't have struggled in that game. And here we are again in a similar situation. They'll have to be the cardiac kids again and come back. We'll see if they can do it, but it's going to take adjustments, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. We'll see.
JD and Jacoby Reyes having nice games, and there you see Steven George. 6 points, 7 rebounds. Heck, he's even got 3 assists, doing it all. And right now his team has a 6-point lead. Come right back, second half, when we return. Hey, we are back, second half. An 11-3 H-Town squad looking to rally here, prevent an upset against upstart Asia Pacific, led by the Reyes, JD and Jacoby, as well as Big Stephen George.
Yeah, they looked really good in the latter half of the second quarter, and they've kept their foot on the gas, which is very important against a strong team like H-Town.
Tough bucket there. That's finally on the scoreboard. Kai Newby, which is 15.6 a game. Asia Pacific gets him in the game too.
Oh.
Look out, H-Town, but that was a powerful move by a powerful man. Aaron Payne.
He's so strong, and at this level, that definitely has advantages. But just think about what he's going to do at the next level at college, and then eventually when he gets to the pros. It's insane.
Kai Newby back-to-back buckets. Very different second half for him so far, and nice defense. Newby has it out on the break. Can't get past Vincent Magic. Attacks anyway and misses the shot. Ethan Carter going to drive inside. Tough left-handed shot. Gets it to go.
There's Shug getting the bucket to fall for him. Love to see him attack the basket like that. They're going to have to do a lot more of that, I think, if they want to continue to get back in this game. They have to be aggressive on offense.
Newby going back to work, but this time he has his shot blocked by Payne. And what a move from Tyrell Thompson. Really quiet night from him so far, but 6'8" forward out of Houston, averaging 13 points a game. And boy, he looked good going to work right there. But look at this from Jacoby.
Man, oh man.
Watch out for the Filipino national team in a couple years, folks.
Oh yeah.
Reyes is maybe making them competitive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ethan Carter trying to find a lane, can't really, pulls up and misses. Benov and Carter, tough shooting nights from those two.
On the screen there, I think he had Payne open, but I think it wasn't a good angle to get the pass to him.
JD gets it in Jacoby's hand. Shot clock winding down. He's going to take a three. That was hard off the backboard. Benov takes it to the corner. Tries to drive inside on Jacoby, but the 15-year-old standing tall on defense. Free for Vincent Magic. He's got a couple of thunderous dunks, but little else tonight. Jacoby again, he thinks he can take Jen off, and he does.
So yeah, defense starting to settle in here a little bit in the quarter, I think. I think both teams make some tough shots.
Yeah.
So, all the same.
Janov takes a turn.
Oh!
He smashes it. That's the second made three so far from Martin. Look at there, cuts it back down to 5 points. 8 had been the high water mark for Asia Pacific. Nice pass, JD. Nice finish, Stephen George.
Nice. I was like, yeah, H-Town's a team that we can't count them out when they're down because they have shown numerous times this season they can come back from large deficits. Like I think I mentioned earlier tonight that they came back from they scored 30 or some points in the fourth quarter against South America to win that game. They came back from a crazy deficit in that game at home too. So to do it on the road is crazy, and in different environments too, because they had to do it against Timbuktu Ocean on the boat a few weeks ago. So to do it here in Japan in this environment too would be wonderful for them. Because if they can do it, I guess.
One of the top attributes. Oh boy, that's a long, tough, on the move three.
You're kidding me.
Jacoby Reyes has just given Asia Pacific a 10-point lead. And to jump on what you were saying there, B-Ron, you're right. One of the most impressive things about this Houston squad to me is they've shown they can win close games. They show they can come back. They show they can win in tough environments. It's going to be another opportunity to do that tonight, it's looking like, because APAC particularly Jacoby Reyes, came to play, the 15-year-old.
Absolutely.
The child shall lead them. 10-point advantage. You know, I came into this game thinking, actually, this was going to be a good ball game. I didn't expect APAC necessarily to be jumped out like this, not midway through the third quarter.
I didn't think it was going to be I didn't think A-Town was going to run away with it. I'll say that much. I don't know if I expected APAC to have the 10-point lead, but I did expect them to stay in the game. I got there eventually.
Hey, that's right. It's you know, there's no greater ability than availability, B-Rod. Sticking with it. 10-point advantage. 3 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. A lot of changes coming on for H-Town. Subs also coming in the game. Asia Pacific. Kai Newby, however, who's come alive a little bit in this third quarter, staying out there with APAC. Look for him to be a focal point of the offense. With this lineup, ooh, nice defense. Almost got a steal there, Jin Sung Gang. He's got a big assignment trying to cover Aaron Payne.
Yeah, gotta get it inside. Enough time for now.
No, and Payne able to cover that offensive rebound. Yeah, he's a lot to handle with Stephen George on the bench. He gets another offensive rebound.
Oh,
this
no,
is it.
He threw the layup.
Wow.
That's
opportunity.
That's why I always say, when you get down there, big kids, don't be nice. Don't get down. Don't be nice. Then you end up doing things like that, and you end up going Shaq in a poop perhaps. We want that for you.
Hey, newbie. Oh, and boy, I don't know if Ang was trying, doing a little acting, or trying to get the stop, but it looked like Payne really laid into him.
Yeah, that's what did for sure.
Cam Jones, I'm sorry, that wasn't Cam Jones. That was Idowu hitting from the corner. Big three for the Hoopers, cut the lead back down to 7. Nice dish.
The quick passing from APAC on plays like that is making it so difficult for each one to react in time defensively. By the time they do, the shots don't count. They're leading their guys to the spot they need to be every time for a shot to go up immediately.
Tough shot, but it goes home for Rashad Johnson. He's on the scoreboard now, 6'6", 190-pounder. Hi, newbie. Ball in his hands. Set a screen. Oh! That's a little 1-2 between him and Great Khalid. Rolling in off that screen. 9-point advantage, 8.
That was absolutely disgusting. Those never get old for me.
Newbie came over, tried to disrupt that, but Adowu's picked up a couple buckets last few seconds.
Those look pretty good his last few times down the floor here.
I should note, Adowu's from Chicago. There's 2 non-Texans on this H-Town team.
So I thought there was at least one more, right?
Yeah, I know. Hey, it's all right. Earlier, so I should definitely acknowledge that.
Look, we got there in the end, man. We got him his credit for sure.
Aaron Payne, another big rebound, and it turns into another bucket by Rashad Johnson. He just cut to 5. Had been 10 just 5 seconds.
Aaron Payne has been a huge reason why I think this lead has not gotten out of hand for APAC, because he's giving his team second chances and third chances and fourth, fifth chances in some cases. He's so important and vital to this team for that.
He tried to feed him right there. He couldn't get it. But yeah, with Stephen George on the bench, Aaron Payne has proved to be a problem that APAC hasn't really solved so far. But they still have the lead. They're going to get the last shot here. Going to it with Victor Soto, and he drains it.
Every time he shoots and it falls like that, it's so impressive.
With the buzzer won't go, Asia Pacific maintains their lead. They are up by 7. They're on the verge of a notable upset. We're going to go back to fourth quarter action after this quick commercial break. $15 points for Jacoby Reyes, and that leads all scorers in this one. Aaron Payne, 14 rebounds. He's got the ball right now. A lot of them offensive rebounds. Should note that the SWH record, or season high anyway, is 18. Pulled down by Trey Hyman, Bay Area Breakers, earlier this year. More importantly for Aaron Payne and his H-Town Hoopers, he needs to get some buckets, some stops, and see if they can't pull out a win here in Japan. Tough shot there, and that will not go.
Yeah, and for H-Town, they just, man, I think it all starts on the defensive end, really. But you have to continue to keep being aggressive on offense as well. And I think that again, Aaron Payne is going to be a big part of that. But I think they also need to improve their three-point shooting. They haven't shot well from beyond the arc this game. And I think that's going to be a big help, too, in getting them this lead again.
Oh, rebound put back through by Aaron Matthews. Matthews is out there with Payne in the front court for H-Town. For APAC, big man Stephen George is back out there, and he's joined by Jin Song Deng. That combo has caused problems for H-Town tonight. And George has the ball now, going to work, finds his teammate Soto. Oh, he just can't get the shot to drop.
Pass was a little bit off the mark, which caused him to have to do extra steps to corral it and get his bearings again, would allow the defense time to collapse on him.
Dowu with the bucket, and this lead, which was once 10, is chopped down to 3. Oh, the spin is blocked by Payne. I think it's his 4th block of the game, but George able to come up with it. Those two big men, both getting it done for their teams. Behind the back, Soto created a little space for himself, but couldn't get the block. I think that was tipped by George, and yet the referees agree it is going over to H-Town.
Going the other way with H-Town, and that's huge for them right now. They have a chance to get this lead down even further at the least. It'll be, 2 points?
The Reyes, both of them, back out there for APAC. They're with Stephen George. It's really been those three that have been the keys for Jason Reyes' Asia Pacific squad tonight, but missed opportunity on that possession.
I don't know about that one.
Boy. Yeah, Aaron Payne.
I don't know about that one, man. That's so
clarification there. Doesn't like it. Coach Reyes wants a timeout for APAC. 3-point advantage. 5:41 remaining in this game. Tokyo Prefectural Gymnasium. Well, want to remind everybody, SimWorld TV, this has been the final game of our triple header tonight, but we're going to be back on Memorial Day, kicking things off at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Going to have 3 games that day and 4 to follow the following week. So make sure to check the schedule, see when your favorite teams are playing, and check out the action here at SimWorld TV.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day on Memorial Day, with those games on the docket for sure. Can't wait to be on the call for those. Always good to get a little holiday basketball action, especially here on SimWorld TV. So definitely come on around for those games.
APAC has the ball. They're up by 3. As I mentioned, the Reyes back in there, and Jacoby gave it to JD, who tried to feed George, but no dice. Good defense, H-Town.
Good thought, but H-Town was ready for that one. They saw it coming, ready like a defensive back. Knock that thing down.
Step back, Ethan Carter. That's a wild shot, and he's way short. But once again, another offensive rebound for Aaron Payne.
Oh.
Hey, credit the defense for Victor Soto, giving up a lot of size there, but he just harassed him into a miss.
Yeah, and that's
Now he's going to take an inside jumper.
Oh, no, let it go. Okay, smart. There you go.
Well short on that one. Soto's played a lot of minutes tonight.
I think I heard the air conditioner come on a little bit harder for that one.
I think that was a tired player that just didn't quite get his legs fully under him on that shot. It was a good idea. He was open.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna make more of those than he misses, especially a bad miss like that one was.
Oh, and Ethan Carter couldn't hit, but yet again, Aaron Payne rebounds it, scores it, lead down to 1 for APAC. But that's a nice drive by J.D. Reyes. Defense just kind of slept on him there.
Can't allow those kinds of buckets like that. He's too fast. You need to have somebody else on the baseline to help out on plays like that. But it doesn't matter when he can just blow by you.
A move by the captain to catch the defense sleeping. On that end, there you go. It's been a tough shooting night for Keith and Carter, but that was a big bucket right there.
That's the huge
three to tie the game. First time since the second quarter, I believe it's been a tie game. Oh, but look at the answer from Victor Soto. He says, hey, shut up, you lava. My legs are fine. Time out for the Hoopers. They just clawed back to even, but nice, confident stroke from Soto has them up by 3. 3:42 to go in this one. Timeout on the court. We're going to take a quick break as well. But don't go anywhere. We're just going to be gone for 60 seconds.
We were at the party last night. Did you see Tom and Jen? We're so cute together. And we're even wearing matching sneakers. Sorry.
It's no problem.
看上来真的太帅了，气味很可爱。哎呀，你不要这样子啦！干嘛呢你？
那你让他看你内裤吧。
哼，也许啊。
真的吗？
APAC trying to pull off a big upset. H-Town 11-3, third overall in the Rugged Legend Conference, but APAC has given them everything they could handle and even a little bit more. They got a 3-point lead in this one with 3:42 to go.
Yeah, it's another one of those games where H-Town, they have to come back here at the end. That's going to be so stressful. And sometimes you want to win a game handily, but not here, not with H-Town in here apparently. They are, as I said earlier, the Cardiac Kids. Will see if they can complete another one here. They're only down 3, and with 3 minutes left to go, we'll see if they can do it. Player of the game.
Who you got, B-Ron? I'll let you go first.
If H-Town can win, it's Aaron Payne. If they don't, I think it's going to be Victor Soto for me from APAC.
Interesting. I have to give it to Aaron Payne almost regardless of what happens. He's got 10 points, 16 rebounds right now. Boy, the last few minutes have really been dominated by that man, Victor Soto. B-Ron, maybe you're on to something. 5-point lead again for APAC.
Yeah. Look, in my opinion, player of the game goes to the player on the winning team. Always. If Victor Soto is that reason that they were in this game right now, in my opinion, had a huge night. He's playing lights out, I feel.
Well, the Reyes, of course, have been doing it all night, and that's J.D. Jacoby, the high scorer, but J.D. splashes a 3, and the lead back up to 8. We're under 3 minutes here.
Oh,
Payne has his shot blocked by Steven George.
Starting to pick up here again for APAC.
You can hear this crowd getting kind of excited about it, too. I think they feel a win. Kobe! Oh, boy. That might have been a backbreaker. Instead, it's another rebound for Payne.
And it's unusual for a Japanese crowd to get loud like this, but it's always good to see it and be a part of it regardless.
Nice pass by Payne. Got an open look at 3 from a teammate, but couldn't go. We were approaching the 2-minute mark, and these are getting desperate. Coach Ray Fox at H-Town. especially after Stephen George pushes everybody aside and makes the lead 10 once again. Timeout for the Hoopers. Exactly 2 minutes to go, and they trail by 10.
Yeah, you mentioned Coach Fox is looking desperate. I think his gut might be looking a little desperate too after this game. If they do lose this one, that's again with all the concerns about him being, again, non-communicative. You can't have that and be successful here at Timber Hoops. That's not a thing that is going to endear you to your players, to your team, to the parents of the players on the team. You have to be around. You have to coach these kids. If you're not gonna do it, someone else is gonna do it. So
this is a long way to bring 10 kids to suffer a loss too. You and I are gonna like being here, B-Ron. We got the night ahead of us. We can head down to Harajuku, wherever we kind of want. Do a gaijin bar that'll let us in.
Yeah.
Because we're definitely the gaijin. Won't be able to fool anybody. Back underway here.
No, absolutely not.
No. Oh, Payne, great position, but gives it up. Almost turned it over. I would like a little bit more aggression there from Aaron Payne. Instead, Jenov going to take it. Can't make it. Stephen George wraps up the rebound. I really think if H-Town has ambitions to win this game, they need to start fouling instead of giving up uncontested dunks.
Yeah, I mean, look, they got to do something, and I think fouling is part of it, but I think they need to just find a way to get their shooters open, and those shots have to fall quickly and consistently like they haven't before in this game.
There is a big three. Keith and Carter trying to give H-Town hope, keep them in the game, trims the lead down to 9.
They're going to have to be near perfect down the stretch here, H-Town will.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball. You can't trade buckets now.
Jacoby. He's just dialed in. Big night from Jacoby Reyes, averaging 13. Leading the team in assists at 3.3. He's having a bigger night than that tonight. Aaron Payne. He will have an individual stat line that's going to look pretty good, but with a minute to go, I need some more of that and quickly from H-Town. Oh, Stephen George. What a night from Stephen George.
Yeah. He has really impressed me tonight, too, especially going over against Aaron Payne. We know how dominant he can be. And he's done his part, for sure, for H-Town. But Stephen George has played extremely well for APAC as well. Give credit where it's due to him.
Jacoby tried to pad his stats right there, but yeah, this one's over. H-Town. Well, another three from Jenov. He's proven he can splash from out there tonight, but as you can see, Coach Fox has called off the dogs. No fouls coming, pressure off. He's going to play this one out and head back to Texas, hope for better things on home soil.
And they're going to fall to 11-4 with the loss. Y'all called it 7-9, second place in the Tropic division. I don't know if they will catch them in time. No, if they will, if they keep going like this, they'll catch them in time.
Asia Pacific, they improved to 8-9. They're almost 500 on the season. H-Town falls to 11-4. Disappointing night for them in spite of an impressive stat line from Big Aaron Payne. For APAC, the Reyes, Jacoby and JD, big nights. And don't forget Victor Soto getting it done up and down the court. Well, thanks for sticking with us. Hope you've enjoyed all three games of the triple header. Remember, come back Memorial Day Monday. More SimWorld TV, more SimWorld Hoops. For myself, E-Lava. For B-Ron, for my prior broadcasting partner, and of course, post-up mainstay Rick Blaze, and of course, Roniel. Thank you for being with us. And we'll see you again. Have a good weekend, everybody. See the game. See the game.
Arigato gozaimasu.